Welcome to Persuasion TV. I'm not trying to do it. I nearly forgot to press the live button.
Yeah, it's kind of vital.
Yeah. I know. So, my co-host today, I think, will join us later, Jamie. Right. So, in the beginning, let's say good evening to all you in Asia. Right. Good afternoon to all you in Europe. Okay, and of course, good morning to all you guys in North America, right? Especially Canada, right? I won't forget.
I love when you say that, Eugene.
I won't forget it, right? If not, I'm gonna
Especially
get stick
Canada.
from.
That's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. They're not even gonna. I always get stick from you after that. You know, why do you say America? Why do you only say America?
No, I said, why do you say the Americans? It's Canada. We are
it's
Canada.
And guys, Brian is back in Toronto, right? Big up to him. Right, yeah, back with the missus and all that. But before we start, let's give a big shout out to the guys in the comments, right? Of course, we have Jamie. Jamie should be joining us soon. Mark Swift, big up, Mark. Right. Of course, Darren Hutchinson, yo. Chris Akama, hi. And Brian, of course, is in the chats himself too, right? With Amzo,
I'm there.
I'm fucking where,
all right.
You can't say that. It's not 10 minutes yet. You can't say that.
That's why I stopped.
Josh came straight in, yeah. And
right,
and guys,
start again.
Oh dear. Hold on, guys. We have to bring in someone, right? But this guy needs a special introduction. Welcome, the king.
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that's been around since the formation of Tottenham Hotspur, Mr. Arthur. How you doing?
Listen, Josh, I've got enough of Res. Don't you start.
I'm always very respectful of people who are there to witness the forming of the universe. You know?
May I say, hello, everybody.
What's up, Arthur?
Hello.
And my good friend, Mr. Daigle, is in the show.
Yes. Mr. Daigle's back home in Toronto. That's what we're saying. Right. Hope everything went well. How was the flight, Brian?
The flight was phenomenal. The drama that when I landed, obviously we landed and I suffer with ADD and have a bit of anger management. One of my worst things in the world is that wait to get off the plane and everyone getting their hand luggage. So normally, as soon as the seatbelts are off, I'm up, hand luggage, and I'm like, on your marks, get set, go. We pulled into the gate and they said, unfortunately, the airport is understaffed and immigration is jam-packed, so you're going to have to stay here for a bit. So for over an hour, I was kept on the plane. And they kept saying, well, one of the things I hate, they do this on transport as well, they go, we'll let you know an update when we have an update. And then 5 minutes later, the update is there's no update. And I'm like, well, why are you updating me? Don't tell me there's so that went on, and then when I finally got off the plane about an hour and a quarter after, got into immigration, and there was the biggest, longest snake queue to get to the board immigration, and it was one of those ones that you thought you were just getting near the front to where you joined the main queue. Like, oh no, you don't. Let's go around another snake. And I was like, oh my. So it took me 2.5 hours to get out of the airport.
My dear.
But apart from that, the flight was brilliant. Being home, I'm still. Jet lag's almost gone, but I keep getting woken up by bizarre times by my cat. But apart from that, being back in, I miss everyone back home and everything that we're doing. But it's great to be home with my wife, and it's great to be back in this great city I live in.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, bud.
I'm sure Levy had a word with immigration and said, right, listen, there's a guy on a plane. I'm going to chuck a few million into you. Just keep him as long as you can. Just keep him in the holding bay. I don't think he paid enough for the old marigold treatment. That's why I got through. Okay, he wouldn't go that far.
Too much of a thorn in his side, Brian.
Correct.
Yep. And a long time no see guest, right? Vibuff. He's been off for about 2 months due to exams and all that. So Vibuff, I've been doing.
Yes, I'm good. Looking forward to Antonio Conte era.
That's the thing. Vibuff is back because of Antonio Conte.
I think guys, the majority of the Spurs fan base is back because of Antonio Conte.
That's true. A bit happier about that. No, but I know you guys know how I feel. Right, I'm very laid back about it. We've been through it more or less before. So, like I said, I've got a very wait and see attitude towards Antonio Conte. Right, and especially now, I was talking to Mr. K the other day. don't be surprised, guys, if Antonio has been working with the leftovers that didn't go for the international break, right? I think rest was there. No, I'm not mistaken. Don't be surprised. The team that he puts out for Leeds, right, could be a totally whole different team because he's worked with these boys for 10 days. And if these boys can understand what he wants them to do, he might do it, you see. But like I said, let's wait and see. And absolutely. Let's go to rest. How do you feel about it, Antonio Conte?
I'm over the moon. This is what our club has needed forever. Okay, I mean, ultimately, we have always been a big club, and in the era of, high managerial turnover, we should always be appointing top coaches. But you look back on our sort of history, when you see the likes of, no disrespect to them, Jerry Francis, Nuno Espirito Santo, and to be honest, in a way, also Pochettino, because he wasn't a big coach when we appointed him. I mean, he is now. But the fact that we've got one of the best coaches in the world shouldn't really be a case of, wow, we got him. It's like, yeah, that's the way it should be, But I'm pleased. I'm happy we've got him, because I think he's going to work wonders with this club if he's given the backing.
All right. That's true. Arthur, I'm sure you're elated too. Happy?
Over the moon. Same as Rez, probably the same as all the rest of the panel. But as I said last time when we had our chat, give the man time. It's not going to be immediate. It's going to take a while. He needs new players. He needs to sort out the players we've got, such as they are, sort the driftwood from the good stuff, and then we'll end up with a team. At the moment, we're part and part. We've got some good players who are not pulling their weight at the moment, but they soon will be. But we've got some crappy players that are still in there, and I beg to say, probably causing some problems in the back room of the dressing room. And he's got to sort them out.
That's true. And Brian, since being back in Canada, after what's happened, you were back in Canada when the match happened, right? On Sunday, yeah, you're back home. Were you able to watch it?
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it. Okay. I don't know what was making me try to fall asleep, the jet lag or the actual match during that game. It wasn't the most pleasing. But first of all, let me just say hello to my boy that's just come on the show down here, Mr. Aaron, who I'm so happy to fucking see. But yeah, seeing... listen, with Antonio Conte coming in, we as Tottenham Hotspur fans always believe that we deserve the best and we are big enough to get the best. And we have been. In our history, we have been. Like, we have got in the greatest players, the Gazzers, the Hoddles, the Van der Vaars, Ginolas, Klinsmans. But for years and years and years, we've been filled with broken promises. And when this came up, we all believe we're big enough for Conte, but just the thought of actually getting it over the line was like, yeah, okay, whatever, not going to happen. We've been down this road before, but to see it finally come off has obviously given everyone the lift that this club has needed, and to know that, right, there is a guy there now. We thought we'd get it with Mourinho that would say, right, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. And if you don't, guess what? I will leave and I will call you out. Listen, right now, Tottenham Hotspur, Pochettino is making his way there. Jose Mourinho had been in that elite management level. He has been for years and years and years. But unfortunately, by the time Manchester United and us, he'd hit the peak and was on his way down. And I mean, I was reading today, there's already a radio station or a TV station in Rome or in Italy that refused to interview. They banned Jose Mourinho because of his treatment to one of their reporters. So Jose Mourinho is doing what Jose Mourinho does, just a lot quicker. Antonio Conte is, when you look at it, and I'm not just saying this as a Spurs fan, I'd say you've got three super managers and one that has the potential right now. The three are obviously Klopp, Guardiola, and now Conte, who we have, and we've got to be honoured to have him. And the one making his way up there is Tuchel. There's no bones about it. He's won the Champions League. He's doing well at Chelsea. All right, it's Chelsea, but he's really making his presence felt in England. And to say that we have him is like literally we are halfway up the hill, and now the other half to get him over the hill and at the top is obviously what we're waiting to see and to see what happens. But to have him here is like I used to, under the Mourinho era, I was praying for the international breaks because I just hated what I was seeing. I was like, yes, we're away. Tottenham can't ruin me. Well, now I'm like, can these international breaks hurry up so we can see Tottenham and Conte? So it's wonderful times, potentially. Let's just see if it happens.
All right. Okay, that's good. All right. Bobby.
Yo.
Aaron.
Hold on, mate. Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hi,
Here
Aaron.
comes trouble.
Right. Yeah.
Piss
Saying
off,
hello to
Bobby.
Aaron first. Okay. And Josh, what do you think about what's happening now? How do you feel, right? I mean, it's been 5 days now since he's arrived.
Was that to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over the moon. I might not see me, but I'm over the moon. But from a realistic standpoint, every manager can be great if they have the correct backing. If they have the transfer budget there, if they have the facilities available to them, and they give them free roam of how to control that team, every manager can be great. But Conte is just he's a different class. He's just a completely different kettle of fish. He makes the likes of Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola look like small fish in a big pond. Like we have undeniably the best manager in the world. But again, he needs to have the correct backing. So all this talk, he's got £150 million to spend in January. No. For someone like Conte, he needs to have an indefinite amount of money available to him to bring in the players as he wants. If he wants to buy a £75 million player, you let him buy that £75 million player. If he then wants to bring in a £100 million signing, you let him bring that £100 million signing in. He has to have free roam. Oh yeah.
There's a slight echo coming from your side, Bobby.
There's what, mate?
Echo.
Echo.
Yep.
Echo.
Yeah, echo.
Loving the orange bag in the back, brother. You get to finish the playing shots.
Shall I? Hold on. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Is that better? Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, right.
We need
Is
to
that better?
speak to hear from you, please.
No,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, Bob, you're cool, brother. You're cool.
That's
You
good.
carry
Yeah.
on. Just ignore me
Go
for
ahead,
a minute.
Josh. Yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, so Conte just needs to have the correct backing, I think, and for us to succeed, really, he needs to be supported. I mean, all the fans behind him, 100 million%, all the fans behind him, everyone's really, really excited to what this guy can bring. But again, we know what Conte's like. Conte is the sort of person to walk out of a club if he isn't getting what he wants. We sit here and said, "Oh, Jose Mourinho didn't get what he wants, so he threw it a hissy fit." Yeah, but that's what Jose Mourinho does. Conte will actually leave.
Yeah.
We need.
Yeah.
He will walk out. He's done it before, and he'll happily do it again. You just need to be behind him. But as for right now, I'm excited to see what the future brings. We're starting to see the skeleton and the infrastructure start to take place. But again, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's it.
Okay. And Ellen, how you been?
Yeah,
What are your
all
thoughts
good,
about
man.
Conte
Great to
coming
see
in?
us all here, man. Look, a marathon, not a sprint. He's got an 18-month contract. That's my fear. Are they going to give him? Sorry?
I think that was just an echo, mate.
Oh, okay. Like an 18-month contract. That's what kind of worries me. Are they going to give him the money? Are they going to back him? Like, it's like you said there, Josh. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But this contract is a sprint. It's 18 months.
That's the thing. I've seen a lot of people express concern over that 18-month contract, and I can absolutely understand the fear that goes with that. The issue here is actually not Conte's contract. The issue here is Levy, as it always has been, right? He has painted himself into a corner. There is no escape for him, okay?
True.
Because if he doesn't back this manager, even if it is only 18 months, right, the entire fan base is going to, at the very least, start asking questions. Those of us that have been Levy out are going to utterly explode, okay? Because the point here is this. We have spent the last 20 years building for the future, right? When will the future arrive? Okay, the future
Exactly.
is now. The future is now. Okay, you don't bring in Conte to build for the future in that sense. Who knows?
That's
Maybe
true.
he stayed. I mean, he stayed at Juventus for a long time. You know, there's no reason why he
What?
should leave Spurs if we back
Can
him.
you guys hear me?
Yes, mate.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot better. There's no echo now either.
Yeah. It's good.
On top of that as well, Rez, what you're saying, you have to remember as well, it might be an 18-month contract, but that's a minimum of 3 transfer windows. That's a minimum of 3 transfer windows for him to do the business that he wants to do. He is going to bring in players with experience. He's going to bring
I
in...
have to cut you in there because you say that. Normally it is, but I don't know, and I don't know if the Premier League have announced how next Christmas's transfer window works. What with the World Cup?
Oh, with the World
So
Cup.
I have no idea if the summer's going to be a longer
good point.
one,
Good point.
or because they're in a bit of a mess with this Qatar World Cup at how it goes. So they could make the summer one even bigger, or it will make the summer one an even bigger and more important window, because you've got to remember, if we have targets, we think, oh, let's wait till January, whatever. If they have a good World Cup, their value skyrockets. It's the biggest shop window. So you're right. Normally there is a free window transfer. Obviously, you've got December, January, December, or January, summer, January.
That's if he decides to go after 18 months. There is an option to extend that as well.
And the point is, though, is just to reassure Aaron and those that are worried about the length of the contract. It's a case of the circumstances are so tight at the moment that 18-month contract is not anything to worry about, because either Conte is going to change this team or he's going to get screwed over. That's all that's left, right?
Yep.
If he transforms this team, that 18-month contract doesn't matter, right? Because he's going to do it, because he can in that time. And if he does, and the club is wise, they will just extend his contract, and then he can extend his contract over and over and over and over again. You know, so I would say don't worry about the contract. That would be my.
Do you think he agreed to? Do you think he agreed to that short-term contract? Do you think it was his idea, or do you think it was Levy's idea? That
I think it's Conte. It's Conte. It's 100% Conte.
Guys, the problem is that. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
To say that, I would say this is. I just to develop this point, I would say that this whoever posited it first.
It doesn't matter.
If they hadn't, someone else would. The other party would have.
To me, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter who initiated, whether it's 18 or whatever. Most important thing now is, right, he's here, guys. You get what I'm saying? He's here.
Yeah. Delighted he is.
He's here. And whether that Levy backs him, that's the most important thing. But just hold on, guys. Just let me do a few shout outs. Wayne Bonner, big up for joining us. Thanks for your support, right? Brian's been chatting to Wayne, right? Let's say Wayne is saying once Conte gets his players on track, right? Levy grows balls and backs him. Then we have a strong mentality, backbone, right? That's been lacking for so long. That's what I've been saying. It doesn't matter how long he's here. If he does well, right? There's always an extension down the line. Even it's not written in. If Levy is stupid enough to let him go while he's doing well, right? The fans are going to jump on Levy again. Who is he going to bring in? Poch? If he brings in Poch, Poch fails. What's going to happen? The fans are going to jump on him again. So he has to make all the right moves. If he doesn't, like what Rez says, Levy he's painted himself into a corner. If he doesn't make the right move, right? I mean, the writing's on the wall. That's it. The writing's on the wall.
What Levy needs to understand is that this is our only chance of doing something domestically that's going to paint us out to be a big club. You name me another manager on the managerial scene right now that can come into a team like Tottenham and transform them into a title-winning, a trophy-winning team. There isn't one. There isn't going to be one for at least another 25, 30 years. Conte is our only hope of winning something, and as soon as that drills into Levy's skull, his peanut little skull, that we need to keep him. I mean, he needs to be backed. The better that needs to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I know, okay, let me give you a hypothetical scenario here. What if Conte, right, takes this bunch of whatever we've been calling them for so long, right, and actually not even needing to buy anyone in and turn them into a top 4 team? What would the fan base think then?
We are top 4 quality. We are top 4 quality, but what's missing is the backbone and the mentality from the players.
Correct.
You can very easily. Are we going to win titles? No, not really. But you can easily turn the team that we've got into a top 4 contending team.
Okay.
Do you think with the squad we have, honestly, man, we're West Ham, United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, as much as I...
Bobby. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I mean, top 4 is. I'm one of those fans who take top 4 over a cup. Okay, I know that upsets a lot of fans, but for me, top 4 is everything to get that stadium back into Champions League to be able to attract players for the future. But are we really top 4 these days when West Ham have overtaken us? Arsenal are on the up. United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's a tough. Regardless of the manager, man. We don't have the squad to hit the top 4 anymore. That's my fear.
Right now, we are top 4 potential pushing. We aren't top 4. Definitely, we're in. It's that last spot guaranteed. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on that squad. A lot of work, because you can keep saying, yeah, potentially those players, if they get back to form, if they can do this. Listen, some of these players have had 3 years to get back to form, and they haven't done it. They haven't done it. And like I've been saying on screen, we've got to cut this sentimental, oh my God, this player can turn back. Listen, Dele Alli, there's talk that, and I can't stand the guy, everyone knows my feelings on him. There's talk that he could play 3-4-1-2. And if they do that, potentially that could unlock the Dele that we had when he first came. But you need an Eriksen and a Dembele and Wanyama to support that. But the thing is, if he does that, it's like, where the fuck have you been for 3 years? And you need to perform now. Like I've been saying with Conte, if you go to any club in the world, except right now, Liverpool, City and Chelsea, and say, right now, Conte signs for you. Deal's agreed. Everything's done. You pull the plug on your manager right now. Every single team would sack their manager. Every single last one of them. And that's what's going to happen with these players. Now, I love Højbjerg. I absolutely idolise him and adore him for what he represents and what he is. Now, there's talk that his position could be under threat. Now, if we get in a player that is better than him, I'm sorry, my sentiments and my attachment to him goes out the window. Because I want the better players playing for Tottenham, and that's how we get things. So we've got to start thinking of fan base. Oh, Dele could be back to his heyday, and all these people. We may get a tune out of Harry Winks. So, no, there's been 4 managers. They've got to finals before, but haven't got us over the final hurdle. And instead of saying, right, you've taken us as far as you can go, we need to get rid of you to bring an upgrade, we give them a new contract. And then they just sit there repeating, doing the same thing. Oh, this is nice, easy. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to win things. And I get like $100,000 a week for doing it. So we have to iron out this mentality. And you don't get it by rebuilding the players that are doing this, because they will turn like that. They will turn like that. So there's a lot of work to be done on this team before we can even think about talking top 4.
This is what I've been saying all along. There are too many players that are too complacent with where we're at now. They don't want to play for the shirt. They're getting stupid amounts of money and taking a day off. Like Dele Alli, how much is Dele Alli? He's the 5th highest earner in the club, and yet when was the last time he played? When was the last time he actually performed to a point where we can actually say, yeah, we've got Ali, like we used to sing in the stands? We don't have that anymore. We don't have. Dele Alli is too focused on being a Bob Marley tribute act than he is playing football. He would rather he's too busy taking pictures of his Boohoo Man partnership and boning Pep's daughter than he is actually going on the pitch and playing a game.
Yeah,
we need to. The Deadwood needs to leave.
Yeah. Hey, Bobby.
See the way Bobby pops in as soon as boning Pep's daughter, is mentioned.
Yeah. No, but you see, like Wayne Bonner says, there's the key word used describe our beloved club, potential. You see, we are always just potential, right?
Yeah.
when are we going to break out of that potential mold?
Yeah.
So since we've gotten Conte, that's step one. We all know that's step one, correct? But the thing is now that what the deep feeling within the club is, not the club, the fans, right? The deep feeling is that we see all these underrated players, or players with no talent, but some of us see the quality in it. And like the question I asked, if Conte turns this team into a top 4 team or a trophy-winning team, right? To tell the truth, I think a trophy-winning team has more possibility than a top 4, maybe, right? Or maybe he can get 2. If he gets both, right, that means he's more or less done a miracle. But like what Scott M says, right? Conte is good, right? But can't perform miracles. But can he perform a miracle, right? But I said, he needs to be given time before we can say that. He needs to be given time before we can say anything like that. That's why I've been saying, don't be surprised if, all right, he plays a totally different team against Leeds. Because time being spent with the players, he will get to know the players better, their weaknesses and their strengths. Okay? And if he doesn't start with a different team, right, against Leeds, right, I'm going to be worried because it shows, right, the amount of confidence he has on the team that was left behind. Don't you think so, guys? Let's go to Waiva.
Correct. Yeah, I also think the same, that the players who have trained within 20 days, 30 days continuously now in the international break especially have to be like impressive enough in at least in the training to start. If they are not, then well, it's time to say tata bye bye to them.
All right. And what do you think, Rez? The things that I said just now, what happens, right?
I think that if he does start the same team, that's actually not a cause for worry.
Okay.
Necessarily, because it could just be a case of highlighting what's the biggest weakness at Spurs at the moment, other than the chairman, the depth of or lack of depth in our squad. So he's basically turning around and saying, look, I can't pick anyone else. The reason I keep picking these guys is because that's all I've got. And so it basically says to the hierarchy, we need to spend some money on new players. Okay? That's a very clear message if he picks a thing. I don't think he will. I genuinely don't, because he's not come here to play politics. He's come here to win things, right? And part of doing that will be to find out who he can rely on, who he can use effectively. And so part of that will be using other members of the squad. Like, for instance, there was talk about how he was praising Dele Alli a couple of days ago. Bear in mind, he came in a week before the international break. I think it was a case of keep it simple, stupid, right? Just go out there, play the 2 games, get to the international break and give himself a little bit of time, to work with the players that aren't on international duty, and also for him to analyse the information of those, because they gather all the sort of scientific data and stuff while they're playing, to analyse those and see what he can work out, and to set up new regimens and set up new training schedules. All of this stuff he'll want to do, and he can do during the international break. I'd be surprised if he played the same team. In fact, I'd be shocked, but it would still be a positive. In my view.
Just let me say hello to Jamie. Jamie, welcome. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Sorry for the late arrival.
JP.
Yeah.
JP.
What up?
And sorry, yes, we're saying, Aaron?
No, I was just going to say, look, as much as I rate Conte as a manager, I don't think he's going to get a tune out of the likes of Undambelli and Dele. I don't think their attitudes are fixable. And they're 2 of the most talented players we have that have just nobody's been able to get them playing well. Apart from that first couple of years with Dele, Undambelli from day one has been a disaster. I love Conte. Fantastic manager, delighted we have him. But these are the type of lads I want out of the club. I really do. Those 2 in particular. I mean, they're just...
we understand. Right?
It just frustrates the hell out of me,
Yeah.
Really does. Drives me mad, those.
Yeah, but the choice in the end of the day is up to Conte, right? So, like I said, okay. Arthur, what were you want to say?
You're on mute, Arthur.
You're on mute.
Hold on.
Click the microphone.
No,
Click
you
the
might
microphone.
There you go,
go
Arthur.
ahead,
You're
Arthur.
free.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
taking up your point that stage one was getting Conte in. Stage two is what he's going through now, and that's the analysis of the whole squad that we've got.
Exactly.
Right? We're tending to slip past that. He needs to look at each individual to see who is and who isn't. Then we'll see some action. Until that's done, we're just going to see the same old players that we've seen up until now.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that much time.
Correct.
And that's what we've got to keep remembering. I think it's going to take, where are we now? October. I think it's going to be at least Christmas time before he's really got a real idea of who's going to stay and who he's going to get rid of.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But then the follow-on question from that is when he's done if he does his analysis by Christmas, then when do we start seeing the improvement within the squad? When do we start seeing results coming in?
This is the problem, Josh. I think a lot of people feel the same as that. Don't worry, I certainly do. I want it now. But it's not going to happen now because we've had these players for far too bloody long, in my opinion.
But we will see.
We've got to sort out those that want to play for us and those that don't. Not just who can play, but those who want to play for the badge. And I'm not sure people like Dele Alli, for instance, I'm not sure his heart and soul's in it anymore.
Yeah, Ryan, you want to say something?
Okay, so basically, we've got to break this into two subjects. So first of all, this 2-week session now with the people that are on international duty, the people that we're talking about who we think need to be out. When we all work, we all have a disciplinary system where it's verbal warning, written warning, final written warning, out the door.
Yeah.
Well, right now, these players are at the final written warning, out the door kind of status, and this is what he is identified in this 2 weeks. And then you've got to look what Antonio Conte has got to do, touching what Rez was saying about players that play in the next game, whatever. We all know that when we come back and start against Leeds, it's the start of the holiday season, and football is like Tottenham are playing ridiculous amounts of games. Ridiculous. Like all Premier League teams as well. We've got the Conference League, the Carabao Cup, the League. Then in January, the FA Cup comes in. And January is a little bit hectic at the beginning as well. It kind of settles with January. So what he's got to look at as well, he's got to have a very big look at this fixture list and say, right, where are the games where I can play? I need all my top hitters there regardless. And for the other games, how do I manage them to keep them fit, keep them healthy, let them recover, and so they're ready for the next game. This is a huge part, and this is where our strength in depth is a major issue. So, like Arthur was saying, like it may be up until beginning of Christmas, but listen, let's not get this wrong. Conte has already established the key players he wants in. The key players that he wants, no questions asked. Doesn't matter how good these players do in training. He knows, like the Dusan Vlahovic's, it doesn't matter what the rest of the team does. We want him. He is a necessity to come in. So, what Conte has got to do this week...
I'm sorry, I'm going to pull up Scott Ingham on this one. Hold on a minute. Who are we to question his analysis? If he thinks that Lucas, Davis, Dele, Winks and Dyer are good enough, he's the one being paid £15 million a year to make those decisions. If we're that good, why are we not managers?
Well,
right? We've got to put our... I'm sorry, I'm getting a little irritated by seeing this all the time. We've got to put our preconceptions aside. This is blank slate for them. We've seen them be shit, but we don't know whether or not it was the mentality, the manager, the food, the training, the culture around the club. All of these things will have an effect.
It's their attitude, man. It's their attitude.
This is the thing.
We've got to put our preconceptions aside and let him make the choices and support those choices, whatever they happen to be.
This is what we've got to do, Rez. No, Rez, touch on this, Rez, because I mean, like I said, my hatred for Dele Alli is beyond. I think he's second next to Levy at the moment.
It's not my hatred.
And the thing is, like you said, you look at people like Joe Rodon or any of the squad, but I'm using Joe Rodon as an example because he's only been here for a year. He's had 4 managers. He's had 4 managers, have him do 4 different training sessions, tell him 4 different styles of play, eat 4 different types of food, do this, do that. Now, for once, we have a creme de la creme manager. We have a manager right at the top of his game.
Correct.
And if he can do it for Victor Moses, if he can do it for people like Ashley Young that went to Inter Milan, then we haven't got a leg to stand on. One of the things Ben said, and I said when we were on Tottenham TV last week, was now Conte is in, rather than as a fan base going, oh, I don't like that idea, or I don't think that's right, or I don't like that player, why are we picking him? I don't give a fuck. Right now, it is, if Conte says that, I completely, totally, and utter trust a man that has won countless amount of trophies in everywhere he goes, gets the team going to another level, and even with basic players, and I don't mean to call like people like Victor Moses basic, but you know what I mean. They're not. When Antonio Conte came in, he didn't say that's the guy that's going to completely rejuvenate this squad and make this system work. No one would have thought that in a million years. We have to back Conte, and like I said, right now Conte is finally finding out who's on their final written warning, and it's like, right, there is no point of return. You're gone.
Yeah.
Or who may have a chance, but if they do have a chance, it's going to be till the end of the season. And if you don't pick up by the end of the season,
Correct.
you're gone again. And the main thing is, and what we need to realise, like I said, and Scott M, this goes into exactly what you put. December is known worldwide for England being the biggest slog of fixtures, where the strength in depth is absolutely crucial. We cannot play. There is no way in December you are playing the same starting 11 every single game. It's just physically not impossible. And even if you tried it, I guarantee you one of those players pick up a hamstring or a groin or a thigh or a muscle like that, or completely burn out, which is one of the things that I've said for ages. The Tottenham Hotspur team, people like Son, people like Kane, they are overplayed and undervalued. And when I say undervalued, I don't mean wage-wise. I mean, Kane's fit, Kane plays. Son's fit, Son plays. Doesn't matter how fit, they do not get a chance. And Son has to go over to Korea and all these other people. These guys need rest. Recovery is become as essential. And we spoke about yesterday, I brought you up about Arsene Wenger. The way Arsene Wenger has rejuvenated football in this country alone, love it or hate it, it's a fact. And you've seen the difference in it. And you saw players at Arsenal that, like players like Tottenham have right now, that were in that right, you've got one foot out the door, rejuvenated under what Wenger did. As much as I hate to say it, Wenger did stuff to players at the beginning, especially when you look at that Invincible team that was like, how the hell are you doing this? So Conte may have to do this, and we've got to give him this time to analyse everyone. And like I said, this 2 weeks for him, it's more important for the players that aren't on international duty than the players that are, because he is going to be monitoring, and another coaching team, not just what you do on the pitch, how you conduct yourself off it in the training ground. What's your attitude like? Like if Conte sees, like in the documentary Dele Alli on the recovery bench, talking about name your 3 favourite chocolates in order, they'll be like, what the hell are you doing? This is not what you're here to do. And I'll be like, right, your attitude absolutely stinks. And we talk about Eric Dyer. Do you know what? He did have a couple of mistakes for the Europa League game. But you know what? He kept our first clean sheet of the season since the 3. The game was about we got our first point. No one bitches about how shit Kane and Son were in that game because it's Kane and Son. But everyone was having a go at Davies and Dyer just because they're Davies and Dyer.
I'm the complete opposite to you in that sense. I haven't once sat there and slagged off Dyer and Davies. I'm looking more at Harry Kane and Son. If they don't turn up, we can't score goals.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about people in this show. I'm talking about the Spurs fan base in total.
No, I know.
When you have a target on your back, it doesn't matter if you have a good game or not. It's like, well, what do you expect? He's due a good game or whatever. But they won't attack or go for the world-class players that are there to make a difference. And it just gets me. I mean, like I said, Dyer and Davies did their job. And Dyer, when one of my point with Dyer was with Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho said Dyer's the one that's running through brick walls. Dyer's the one that is giving everything for the thing. And do you know what? If Antonio Conte says that, then I believe Antonio goddamn Conte. And maybe this is finally the manager that may be able to tap into his concentration and sort him out. And I've got on the biggest rant for no reason whatsoever, and I'm going to stop and have a cigarette.
We even had a comment when I basically said I trust Conte, saying he might not be the manager we think he is. Oh, I'm sorry. So those Scudettos and the league titles and all the cups he's won were imaginary, were they? Those are facts.
Scott M. Scott M.
He
Scott
won
M.
them.
Yeah.
I think it frustrates me.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Scott M. Scott M. Just.
I know I'm late to the party, but
yeah. Let me put the Arthur into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's making his coffee or tea.
Okay. I think Ali's out the door. I think that I still have belief that Conte can do a job and get more. Well, maybe not turn him into what we thought we had, but certainly get a darn sight more out of Dombele than we've seen.
Potentially.
So I agree with Arthur that Christmas is when we're going to start seeing some solid evidence of change. I hope for the positive. I think some soft touches in the club are going to be like, oh, this guy's too much, and others are going to absolutely eat it up.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that the likes of Kane and Son being.
This is the thing, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a tirade here. What I'm sick and tired of the Tottenham fan base doing is holding Harry Kane to some kind of pedestal where he's proclaimed as the prodigal son of Tottenham. If the guy is not scoring goals, there needs to be questions asked. He has scored one Premier League goal this season. And
no, Joshy, it's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. Go on, my son. Go on, my son.
How can you sit there and hold Harry Kane on some ridiculously high pedestal as the best striker in the world? £160 million, by the way, has scored one goal in 11 games. I think it's 11 games, isn't it?
I'm just saying, I'm hoping Conte's going to help them rediscover the form we've seen them have him previously. Not saying that he doesn't, if he carries on this way, deserve to be out the door like anybody else.
No, I fully get it. Go on, Arthur.
It's my sincere opinion that Harry Kane has acted like a spoilt brat.
No, I 110% agree with you on that.
His position at the moment.
No, but the annoying thing is, who have we got to contend for his place?
Nobody.
There is not one single player in that squad that can contend for his place. So Harry Kane has got a free pass. What needs to happen is we need to bring in a backup striker, a world-class backup, not even a backup striker, someone that's going to make Harry Kane contend for his job. Someone like a Vlahovic, who is Vlahovic so far
we
this
haven't
season.
been able to get one for 5 or 6 years. We've not been able to get one.
Vlahovic right now would be the perfect person to go to. In 12 appearances, he scored 11 goals. He's a goal poacher. He scores goals. He finds himself in the space, and he's ridiculously tall. Cross one in on the top of his head, bang in the back of the net. Simple as that. Yeah. Right?
Brilliant.
Son, and the fact that even Son's coming into question now. This is where I'm going to go against the grain. So you cannot sit there and slate Son for having a poor performance when really the guy is the only midfielder that we've got that is up and down that pitch more times than a yo-yo. He's up and down. You look at his heat map. His heat map has been absolutely phenomenal. He has covered so much ground. So why Son's ability to play is coming into question is ridiculous to me. The guy's the best left winger in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
Bar none. Right, I've got a list of we've got a 24-man squad this season, right? I've got a list of 10 players that I want to see out the door by the summer, right? And it includes the general suspects, the likes of Matt Doherty, Davison Sanchez, Harry Winks, Eric Dyer, Giovanni Lo Celso, Dele Alli, Galini, Bergwijn, Davis, Jack Clark. Get them out the door, get some money in, bring the replacements in, and make this team fucking glorious again for the crying out loud.
It doesn't take a member of Mensa to sort it out, does it?
No, exactly.
That's why Josh said what he said.
No, but again, this is why I'm worried again. And I know, Rez, I know you picked me up on the 18-month thing with Conte, but who's going to be in charge of the incomings and outgoings? Is it going to be Paratici, or is it going to be Hitchens or Levy? Does Conte, is he going to have a say?
Well, that's an excellent question. That's what I think. I think we'll get answers to that in January. I think that's when we'll start seeing a little bit more about what the structure is going to be. We can't make a determination now because we're just not in a place where the information is going to be available to us. I'm really, I mean, and it wasn't to pull you up, Aaron. I just wanted to reassure you, so you're not worried. I wouldn't worry about the length of the contract, really. You know, that it's a minor thing.
I'd like to see Joe Rodon have a run as well.
It's not even that. I would genuinely. I'd like to see where Davinson Sanchez gets in this squad, because I genuinely think Davinson Sanchez and Romero is a dirty pairing in the back.
Perfect dirty pairing.
Filthy. It's filthy.
Well, I'm thinking
dirty.
You've got the aerial ability from Davinson Sanchez. When a cross comes in, set pieces, you'll just head him away. The guy's like 7'5". Brilliant.
Yeah.
You got
We have
Romero,
our set piece
Romero, who's
problems.
not afraid. You got Romero, who's not afraid to run into a defence. Brilliant. Someone that's got a bit of grit and tenacity. Fantastic. That's exactly what we need. And then, I mean, I hate to say it, but when Ben Davies is on par your man of the match for 2 games running,
Brian's camera angle is making me worry.
But Brian's pajamas are pretty cute, though.
Yeah. But hold on, guys. Like what Johnny is saying, right? Conte hasn't got a Costa Curta or a Nesta set on the bench, right? Dyer is the best of those available to him until January. So like I said, everything we're waiting until January. Like I think Justin Leong is replying to Derek Hutchinson, Harry Kane's goals, and Scott is always there stirring it, right? Dyer should be behind Tanganga, Rodon, even Sanchez.
Scott doesn't like Mora.
Yeah, Scott doesn't like Mora. Scott doesn't like everybody.
Scott's turning into the new Alex, man.
I don't
Scott's
like
becoming the new Alex Davies, man.
I cannot fathom my detest for Lucas Moura right now, right?
Okay, so this can be my only naughtiness in the whole time, hopefully. So what we're saying is that Scott M and Josh don't like Brazilians.
That's got nothing to do with being Brazilians at all.
No, Brazilians.
No, not the people.
Brazilian.
Okay.
The Brazilian.
I mean, I'd replace one Brazilian with another Brazilian. I'd get Bruno Guimarães in. Get Bruno Guimarães in.
Okay, Josh, I'm talking about manscaping.
I know. I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yeah, he understands, right? We got Vibuff down there. Then he will think what is manscaping?
Okay,
Vibuff.
When you're 18.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Okay, guys. Bye. Had a great time. Come on, Spurs.
Okay. All right.
Good man. Hey, boys, by the way, my battery's about to run flat, so I'll keep you on my TV, and I'll listen in. So thanks for having me as usual, and
don't worry,
great to see you all.
Listen, mate, don't worry about the contract. Seriously, don't let it play on your mind. Believe me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Not worth
Okay. Cheers, man. Appreciate the good words. All right. See you later, boys.
Right. See, a lot. Says Sanchez is shocking, Josh. Right?
But the aerial ability the guy's got is bar none the best.
He rather has Davies.
Right now.
Who's Davies?
Davies
is
next to each other.
This is what I'm saying.
He hates Davies.
I know.
The thing is, I'm gonna make a very valid point right now, right?
Oh, Davies
when Ben Davies against Everton was on par man of the match alongside Emerson.
Hold on, Josh. Yes, Bobby, we know you've been popping in and out. But take care, bro. You're driving and all that, right?
Yeah,
focus on the driving. Maybe you're passing out. Yeah, drive carefully, man.
Ben Davies.
Right, go ahead, Josh.
Ben Davies was on par man of the match alongside Royal in the game against Everton. The guy did his job. Yeah. The guy actually did his job.
Guys, don't be fooled, all right? It's the system that has Conte's played, right? Is making these defenders look a bit better. Believe me, we've only played Vitesse, all right? Right? Vitesse is the 5th team in the Eredivisie, okay? We've only played a very, very weak attacking Everton. Please don't be fooled. Please sit down and think about it.
What kind of football does the Dutch league play?
No, we wait for a while to see when the bigger teams that we face, more attacking teams, right? Then we'll see what's happening with our defense. That's why I'm waiting, right? While everybody's now bigging up Dyer, bigging up Davies, they did a good job. Yeah, of course they did a good job. Conte had a good system to prepare them to do.
So if they did a good job, then why are they the scapegoat to the team? Why are people blaming them? It's not their fault.
Exactly, Josh. That's the point. Listen, if they had a good game, and we don't judge them, we don't judge them as being good players because they happen to have a good game. At the same time, we've got to look at how bad they've been and not basically make them a scapegoat. If they have a bad game under Conte, it carries the same amount of weight as if they had a good game under Conte. It's a balance of things. If they are consistently bad under Conte, at that point you say, right, they're not suitable for his system. We need to find someone else. But if they do deliver under Conte and they do it consistently, why are we hating these players? Why do we keep saying we want them out?
Guys, I'm not asking you guys to hate these players or love these players now and all that. Now we're seeing positive results because of Conte's tactics and because of the teams that we have.
A couple of games.
Couple of games. So it's been only a couple of games. So that's why we shouldn't judge them now, to tell you the truth. We're jumping the gun too fast, right? Conte's here just 2 matches, and we're judging these players by we should keep him, we should throw him away, that's this, exactly that.
Yes, right. But there's a significant difference between them playing well and having people come in to replace them that are significantly better. This is the issue that we've got.
No, Josh, we might not even know who's going to come in to replace them. They might not be anybody.
I think this is a topic for discussion. Who do we bring in? Where do we focus our transfers in January? Realistically, January isn't a busy window across the board.
Determination until we see how the current crop fit into the new system.
Yes.
What is the point in spending money on a player when you don't need to?
Now we're all hyping up Frank.
I know. Hold on. I know that Romero is a great thing and he works in this system, but just hypothetically speaking, right? If Romero suddenly found that he couldn't fit into Conte's system and was struggling, do we then go and upgrade him immediately? The answer should be yes, we should. But I don't see anyone saying, we should get rid of Romero, we should get rid of Kane, we should get rid of Son, because they have their favourites. It's favouritism on show.
There is not a single player. There is not a single player in that team that is bigger than the crest on the shirt. We want players that are going to play for Tottenham, not for themselves. So if we have to replace them, off you go. See you later. I'm not going to the door. You're on the way out.
Josh,
for the badge.
Yeah, but the problem is that the players haven't been playing for the badge for so long. Now we don't only need the players to play for the badge, right? First step is that we need the players to play for the manager first, right? Because the manager has been brought in.
We don't know which of them at the moment. After 2 games, we don't know which of them will be playing for the manager. So when we turn around and say we've got to get rid of this, and this, and we've got to start identifying transfer targets, we are 3 steps ahead of Conte. He's not at that place yet. So what gives us our view of who we should bring in any weight?
Yeah.
What we should be looking at is how well the players we've got have been performing.
No, the problem is that the fans are like that. You know, what fans do is that we always do projections, right? But the thing is, right, actually what the fan base should do now, right, is try to be positive for every player there is there now.
Look, Eugene,
right? Don't start second guessing every player, because now if you start second guessing every player, right, then you start second guessing Conte. That's what Scott M is doing.
Okay,
I'm not second guessing Conte. What Conte wants to do is what Conte will do, and we have to be behind that. But from an outsider's perspective, looking in, the only thing we can do is we can raise our opinions about players that have not performed well for years to come. And the likes of Ben Davies, the likes of Eric Dyer do come to mind. But if they're going to fit in, they're going to fit in. There's no if, buts, or maybes about that. And we have to give it a little bit of time. But from a realistic perspective, do you see the likes of Harry Winks performing well? Not really. Do you see the likes of Eric Dyer performing well? Not really. I mean, I'm a firm believer that Eric Dyer goes out and gives 100 to 110% every week.
Josh, we don't know. That's the problem. We only assume.
Okay,
we assume too much. Yeah.
Listen, what we need right now. Let's just cut all this. What is needed? We have a squad that is seriously lacking depth. There are 2 positions that every single Spurs fan in the world knows that we need. We need a person to compete with Harry Kane, and we've needed it for 6 years, which has to be addressed, and hopefully it will. And we all know the person every Spurs fan wants, and apparently Conte wants, which is Dusan Vlahovic, which not only lightens the burden on Kane, it gives Kane competition for places and gets a fire up his arse, and it also means we can rest him, and then we can hopefully get the best out of Kane. The second player we desperately need, and every single Spurs fan knows it, is a replacement for Christian Eriksen. If someone has said to you right now, Spurs have gone 5 consecutive halves without a shot on target, we lack creativity. Like, it's there for all to see. So we have, when it comes to defence, whether they're the standard that we want? No. But they're there, in depth. The two players and the two positions where we have absolutely no depth whatsoever are the two that need to be addressed, which is a Dusan Vlahovic and a creative midfielder. Because if we get Harry Kane firing again, or we get Dusan Vlahovic doing what he does at Fiorentina right now, and we get a creative midfielder that can put these people in, we will score more goals than we concede. We will go shooting up that table. It doesn't matter. Davies, Dyer, Rodon, Sanchez, whether you think they're Tottenham quality or not, they are there. The defence has got depth. Whether we think it's strong enough is another question. But what we do not have depth in whatsoever is the creativity and the goal scoring. And that is what needs to be addressed immediately. So this summer, this January, if we only get a Dusan Vlahovic and a creative midfielder, I will go Paratici and Conte. Bloody well done. Got the job done. The two positions we have been crying out for Harry Kane since he's been there, let's be serious, with all the replacements we've had, and since Eriksen's gone, whether it's a like for Eriksen or it's a more, and I'm just picking this player out, I'm not saying it, like a Coutinho, like a creative take on players shot, that's not Eriksen, but he is creative as hell. I'm not saying we should get him, but if we got an Eriksen or Coutinho-esque player and a Vlahovic, this squad immediately is 10 times stronger. 10 times stronger. And then
I agree.
Transform the squad.
Another thing that we need. Go on.
Hold on, Josh. Let me big up Dermot. All right, thanks, Dermot. Thanks for support.
What's up, Dermot, brother?
Yeah. Just subscribe to your channel too. Tottenham. Tottenham Tantrum Goal. Yeah, it's a channel you guys go and.
The problem is that these people, the people that want the likes of Winks and all that out, it's for them. They think that when we turn around and say we need to wait and see, that we're defending these players. We're not.
Oh yeah.
We're not saying these players are going to be good. We're saying we don't know yet.
They could potentially be good. Exactly.
The point here is that we don't have the preconceptions. We haven't made our minds up. Yeah. It's about being a little bit open-minded about the potentials. These people are still, whatever else you want to say about them, they are still top-level footballers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
They have
Arthur, you
turning around saying Lucas has no talent is ridiculous. Have you seen
every single player on that pitch has got talent? Because if they didn't, then we could play for Spurs. We can play for Spurs.
Well, they wouldn't be Premier League football for a start.
I mean, give me a 20-pack of B&H Blue and a kebab after the game, and I'll play defence. I don't care.
Give you a sausage roll as well.
I'd have
Just to
you reminded me I didn't have a Greg sausage roll whilst I was there. Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
No,
that was on my list. Do you know what? I walked past that.
You have to go back.
Coffee. Oh mate,
caramba!
You have to go back.
I was just going to say, look,
Brian, what's your Canada postcode?
We've got to go back and remind ourselves that Pochettino. What was that?
Estimated delivery 6 weeks.
What someone needs to do is someone needs to go to Heathrow Airport.
No, we get Elon Musk to send it to you.
No, what someone needs to do is they need to go to Heathrow Airport, buy a sausage roll in the airport, then take the flight to Canada, drop it off, and fly back.
Please do.
It won't be hot when it arrives.
Yeah, just don't eat it on the
That's
go.
what microwaves for.
Oh man!
Just to say,
you missed out
that
7 weeks.
again, all this is revolving around what Pochettino said before he got the sack. We need a rebuild. He didn't say who needed to be replaced.
Exactly.
It could have been Kane. It could have been Sonny. It could have been anybody, right? So we've got to just sit back, and I know it's tough. We've just got to sit back, be patient, and see what the hell comes out of this mix.
Correct.
Because at the moment, it's all up in the air.
100%.
Exactly.
What really needs to happen is, I mean, we might not even need to replace players. What it might be a case of is we just need to find that one player that brings the team together. Yeah. And for right now, it's the creative midfielder. What we need is we need a creative midfielder who is also a set-piece tactician, because we don't have someone like that.
We don't have that at all. That's the point. Exactly. There's a void in that position. Absolutely.
Do you think that's going to happen? That they can bring this lot together? I personally don't think so. I think
it's going to take. It's not going to take one. It's going to take 2 or 3. It'll be 2 or 3 players.
I feel
Bobby.
they've gone by their
Let us know when
sell-by
you're
date, a lot
in
of
London,
them.
Bobby.
I really do.
Yeah, when you're safe in London.
It's
No, he's
time,
talking about the
as
sausage
Pop
roll.
said, to
Sausage roll.
rebuild.
Brian is having a
from Greg's.
banana. Yeah.
You know,
But
Bob
Arthur,
said,
no,
Bob said
but-
he's en route with my sausage roll, so I just wanted to know his ETA.
Oh, okay, all right. But no, Arthur, what
2
you're saying is
a.m.
correct.
2 a.m.
Well,
vegan
Arthur-
sausage
Well, some
roll,
of
right?
them-
Yeah.
No,
Bob would do it though.
Arthur's
Bob
right.
would genuinely do it for me though. That's why he's my
Yeah.
brother. He would genuinely get on the plane with a sausage roll for me. That's the diamond that man is.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
do you know what? I'm
what
surprised
Arthur
Greg's
says
haven't
is
got an
correct,
international.
And what Brian
I'm
says is very
surprised.
correct too.
Yeah,
I tell you
vegan
what,
sausage rolls
guys.
are actually nice. Don't
They
test
are.
them.
I was going to say I had one. They'd run out of normal ones. I said, "Do you want to try the vegan one? We'll give it to you half price, right?" And I was hungry, and I thought, "All right, I might as well just something to put in my mouth." It was actually tasty. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
Tastes like stuffing.
Yeah.
Tastes like
Mate,
stuffing.
this is really helping me with my hankering for a Greg sausage roll. So thanks for this,
Sausage
everyone.
roll.
What would be a
I'll
piss
put
take?
one of
What would
these
be
in
a
the
piss
post to
take
you,
if I
Brian.
went on to Just
I'll put
Eat?
one of these in the post to you.
Hang on.
Just eat and
Go on,
send
you
one
carry.
to
You carry on, guys. You carry on. You carry on.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, look,
apart from
what you
sausage
said,
rolls
Arthur, is
and all that.
absolutely on the money. It's absolutely on the money. You know, when Poch talked about the painful rebuild, exactly, he didn't say who would be part of
wanted
the
to-
rebuild. In that sense, it would be there would have to be change, and
Yeah.
I'm saying that change will come, but we don't know where that change will be focused, and certainly it's not going to be one single burst of rebuilding.
There you go, Brian.
Kim. Yeah.
I'm gonna order myself
Yeah.
some Greg's in your honour.
Josh said
Oh,
some
yeah.
over here, will you?
Yeah, that's rubbing it in. That's rubbing in. Yeah. Yeah.
Next time you
Yeah,
come
yeah,
over, Brian, I'll
yeah.
cook you dinner.
But no, but what Brian says is very correct, right? If we do cover the striker position and one creative midfielder, that should give us a kind of a transformation in our whole setup and build up and mentality, and maybe we'll be more attacking, going for more goals and all that. And what? Oh yes, vegan sausage roll.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian.
The thing is that they would never
No, right,
replace.
not vegan. Give me a nice kosher pork sausage roll.
They will never
Kosher
replace the vegan sausage rolls. Will never replace a sausage roll. But
No,
if it's the only thing available, they are
It's
just
worth
as
it.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian. Brian.
Jamie, you live in the
Excuse
Philippines,
me.
mate. It must be getting to
Excuse
you
me.
as well, brother.
Yeah, excuse me. Can you stop?
Oh, yeah.
Well, not so much
Can you
sausage rolls, a
stop
proper
torturing my
fish and
client,
chips and a
please?
roast.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Can you all stop torturing my client, please?
Yeah, back to
All right,
football.
let me try this.
We're,
Bobby.
we're giving him
Finally.
motivation to come back to London.
Finally,
Bob, just tell me, Bob,
yeah.
Bob, are you in a Greg?
I'm actually just waiting to at customs, mate. Ready to go in. I've shoved it down my trousers, so I'm hoping. They ask me what's that. I'll just say sausage roll. Yeah. And I can get away with it. Daigle, does this bring back any memories, mate?
Wait, oh, you're having a cup of stuff? Oh, you got to have a cup of stuff.
Having a Kafka with Kumka.
Okay, mate, I still haven't had a Popeye. Okay, my Greg sausage roll thing can wait. I've just realised I haven't had a Popeye yet. That's getting rectified immediately.
You say that? You know we've got a Wendy's open up near me.
Wendy's are bagging.
Yeah, Bobby, you have an echo behind you, right?
Yeah.
By the way, just
Okay.
to let you guys know, the Czech billionaire.
I'll put it on mute if you
No,
need
it's
it.
all right. It's gone now.
Right.
It's gone now.
The Czech billionaire that wanted to buy a piece of West Ham has completed his purchase.
Say that again?
The Czech millionaire.
that wanted to buy a piece of West Ham has just completed the purchase.
Brilliant. That's exactly what we need.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Another
There you
billionaire
go.
coming in.
Well, you know what?
Let's hope his check doesn't bounce.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If Levy is coming in and is backing Conte, there's no reason why probably Levy didn't know this was going to happen as well, because they all talk. It's a business world. I'm sure there's corporates who have a chat amongst each other, so he probably knew about this takeover. And if Conte if he's coming and he's back and he's going to back Conte, I mean, I've been listening to it, and apart from Arthur, I think we all need to calm the fuck down, because we do not know what's going to happen. We do not know. We can't sit there and say this player's going to be good, this player's going to be shit. I think it's a clean slate for everyone. I mean, we can judge player right now, of course we can, because the likes of the Davies hasn't been good for us. Dyer's been a bit shit. Well, he has been shit. Kane's let the come down. Me and Brian disagree with Kane, but it's a clean slate for everyone. He's come in and with what 524 coaches, be it mental, be it physical, be it whatever. We've got to let these guys do their job. And if after all that, and what Conte will do, there's only one exposition what he's coming with. What he's going to do. He's going to set up a system, be it 3-5-2, 3-4-3. Then it's up to the players, be it who previously been shit, previously been good, to come in and fit that system. There is no way any Chelsea player, any Chelsea fan would have said, yes, Conte's in. We can't wait to see Victor Moses become the best right back in the Premier League. No one would have done that. No one would have said that. So we have to give it time. We need to calm down. We're going to get so many 0-0. Brian, we're going to get loads of the consecutive 0-0s in the league coming up, mate. Be it 6, be it 7. We're going to get all that because until he knows, Kane can't be dropped because he always plays with a big man up front. Be it Costa, be it Llorente, be it Lukaku. He'll always play with a number 9 until January, until we get Vlahovic. Fingers crossed. He will not change the system. He will not change the system for a player to fit in. He's not going to do a Man United, get loads of quality players in and sit back and think, right, what system do we play? This is my system. You are my players. You fit into the system. If you can, brilliant. And to be fair, Davis has done that so far. We'll wait and see how he does for the rest of the season. But Davis, arguably, has probably been the most improved player over the last 2 games. But it's only 2 games. We can't do a bit, shit opposition. But by Jan, he'll know. By Jan, he'll know. You're right. Okay, Mr. Chairman, here's my system. X player doesn't fit into my system. Exactly what Klopp and Pep did in his first season. They could go up to their board and say, right, this is the way I'll play. 2 attacking fullbacks, 3 up front. This is Klopp. He doesn't fit into my system. I need some fullbacks. I need a stronger defence. I need a goalkeeper. Bang. Conte needs to establish who's going to fit into his system, who's not. There might be some surprises. There might not surprises at all, and all let him down. But you just don't know. I think we just need to calm down and let him do his job and see how it goes. I agree with Brian though. I think these 2 weeks for the likes of Dembele, Ali, Dyer are so important because they have to show him. Conte doesn't need to come in and say to anyone, be it Kane, be it Dyer, to say, look, this is who I am. This is what you need to do for me. I'll bring the trophy. He's going to bring the trophies regardless. If you want to be part of that squad, part of the team, it's up to you. If you can't, get the fuck out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true, Bob.
And
right to the point. Right to the point.
So you can see how long I've been holding that in.
yes, the whole way down.
I'm the driver, you're the wheel.
No preconceptions. No preconceptions.
Exactly. We just have to be patient. We just need to calm down, and I think this all comes from the shittiness we've had for the last number of months, number of years. But after 21 years of being let down by the board, let's see what they do. And if they still let us down, then Daigle's got a one-way ticket.
Yep.
So January's a big thing. I think us. We're going to get so many bad. Be prepared for losses and 0-0s and no shots of goal because that's the players we got. If we don't, it's a pleasant surprise because the one person who's managed to change that is Conte.
Correct.
It's Conte, and we'll have to give it till Jan. Let's give it to Jan and see what happens.
Yeah, here we go.
Well said,
Joshua, thanks for support.
Cheers, Arthur. And I also respect all women.
Yes, Bobby. And you did a course for it. Yeah.
Did you notice that we've been saluting? What do you think? Have you guys noticed? You do know that you need to salute every time Mrs. Arthur goes past. You do realise that, right?
What's that? Sorry.
Every time that Arthur's wife goes past, we're supposed to salute.
Oh, right.
It's only you that's got to do.
That's what we've been doing, right? That's why Jamie's been wondering.
I mean, listen, you don't fuck with a ninja. Respect.
Respect.
Right, like what George is saying here, right? Need players that have footballing brain, not players that run around giving the ball away. Yeah, that's true too. But I think what we need the most, right, is actually goal-scoring players. We've been lacking that for such a long time.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah. Yeah, we need.
No one becomes a professional footballer if they ain't got a brain in them. No one becomes a professional player if they ain't got a brain in them. So they know what to do. It's a case of, and I know sometimes a lot of people tend to think that being a manager is probably overrated because a player should be able to do this, but they do need guidance. Man United probably got, Man United probably got the most creative players in the league. Yet they're still suffering. And Glenn as well. But they can't work in the team because they don't have that guidance. It's a good manager will get a good player.
That's what they're eating.
No, absolutely right. I mean, it's
Okay.
this is the thing. Let's say, for instance, let's take Dyer as an example, right? Now, we all think that Dyer has had a very weak number of seasons, right? He's made a lot of mistakes. He's shown himself to be weak in defense, but he's now got someone. Ultimately, a manager is also a mentor, right? While they're running a team.
Thank you.
So let's say, for instance, Dyer knows what he needs to do, but he's fearful.
Going spear up there.
He's fearful. He's frightened. It's the fear that is making him play badly. So Conte is known for his man management skills, and he's mentoring. And he comes along and he basically instills in Dyer a belief in his own abilities. So much of professional sport and amateur sport is that last couple of percentage points that you get from your brain, you get from your mind. So we don't know. I'm not saying he is, but I'm also not saying he isn't. We don't know what Conte will be able to get out of Dyer until he's had a chance to work with him for a while. And we might see
probably a pint of blood.
Yeah, we might see him do it. I'm not saying we will, but I'm at the same time, I'm not saying we won't. We need to wait and see. Sorry, Scott. I'm sorry, mate. When you've won all the titles, all the cups, you can come and tell me that a player is shit. Until that happens, I'll give your opinion the weight that it deserves, which is not very much. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but our opinions are really worthless. We do it because we love it. We love talking about the thing we love. It's not because our opinion actually has any real weight. So this certainty, it's the certainty that is pointless. Saying this player is shit, it doesn't compute.
Remember, Sonny was shit on his first season at Spurs as well.
Yeah.
I know Dyer's had a lot longer and Davis is a lot longer, but that's. I mean, I'll relay that to Bergwijn. I see Arthur's trying to get his sponsor from Sainsbury's.
and Colin, if you want to join us, Colin, let me know.
As long as your microphone's working.
Yeah, his microphone is working.
Cylon.
Yeah, right. And I know Scott M says, "Don't worry, Res. I don't have my opinion, so I'm good." Yeah. Scott is a good guy.
Congratulations.
Scott is a good guy.
For that passive aggressive thing, even though I didn't actually attack you personally, Scott, you have then used the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. This idea that I'm debating you. I'm not. I'm debating your point. Right. Yeah, but the point is that if you apply some critical thinking, just that little bit of critical thinking, you'll see that the point here is that it's actually foolish and illogical to apply a preconceived notion on something that we don't really have that much knowledge of.
I just want to ask George, you're talking about a West Ham game, mate, where Conte wasn't. I'm not trying to figure out what the whole West Ham thing was. Disagree, Bob. Sorry. Even Son passed the ball back from halfway line. Nuno was in charge. And Nuno was an average manager, bringing his mediocre, pragmatic team standards to Spurs. The way we set up, the way we were playing, was down to the manager. Now I'm saying that the manager will get us to play better. So I kind of agree with you, but disagree with you that the fact that you're using West Ham as an example to counter my opinion. I'm trying to get it, George, but big up anyway, buddy.
Yeah, George. Yeah,
ultimately, look, it's that mentality. We've been saying it for years. We've got a really weak mentality. You fix that, and you're going to see a really marked uptick in everyone's performance. And then we can judge as to how appropriate.
Arthur, what do you think? Arthur, quickly, what do you think? Quick.
He's got his mouth full.
That's what I'm asking him. That's what
Don't
I'm
do that to
asking
it,
him.
Bobby. Don't do that to it.
It's muted as well. It's muted as well.
Yeah, he just
I'm
wolfed down his
muted,
sandwich about 30 seconds flat.
Yeah, quick up. Oh, no, you've lost it now, Arthur. You missed your slot.
Still got another one.
All right, Sainsbury's aren't coming to you, Arthur.
Don't go
Sainsbury's
near
aren't
his
coming
mouth.
to
It's like a black hole.
you.
Yeah. But Son would have done whatever.
Why do you say that? He's never done it under Poch. He didn't even do it under Jose. And you know what I think of Jose. So for him to do that, what he did against West Ham was, in my eyes, purely down to Nuno. I very much doubt Conte will be telling Sonny to get to the halfway line and pass back to a defender. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Yeah. Kim.
Yeah, Kim, you're making his head get bigger. And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Bobby. And that wasn't a dirty joke.
Yeah, but I mean, patience. Patience. Let's see who delivers and who doesn't, and then
that's true.
We want to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Delivers.
But guys, let's get back, step away from Spurs a bit, right? We're coming to the international break.
Having KFC, Greg's, sausage rolls. Sausages.
Yes, Jamie. Yes, Jamie. Guys, any comments on the games the past week? Or you just don't care
Eugene,
about
I'll be honest with you, mate. I do not even know who England are playing.
Okay,
honestly.
All right.
San Marino and
San Marino and Albania.
Yeah, there you go. And I'll be honest with you, they're an
Bobby,
right now they're an inconvenience.
The games that passed.
Colin's in Paris.
Oh, no idea.
No, the games that passed. The last week games. Any comments on the last week games?
No, I don't know who played.
Last week games you don't know who played.
Who you on about? Oh, the Premier League games.
Yeah, the Premier League games. Yeah, the last week Premier League games.
Right. Man United, Man City, one of the most one-sided derbies I've ever seen. Man City were literally, it was like FIFA. You know when you tune up at FIFA and you pass the ball around in the second half and not trying to do anything. It was embarrassing. Man United fans, but the fact that Ollie is still in a job really does surprise me. I think I mentioned my soft spot for Man United. Yeah, it's. I know what you're saying. There's no managers out there, but any they approach any big manager, they will go, yes, I know. Kim's trying to be funny. And
I thought it was mayonnaise at first for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I call it. But why that would be an yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Because the white
hey, we don't ask questions about the yeahs or anything. We just kind of
just go with it.
Hi, Colin.
Hey guys.
Yeah. So Man United, Man City was most. Sorry.
I said Colin just did the deli wave. If everyone's seen one, he just did a.
I thought you guys might be missing it.
Gooey, Mr. Shifter.
Shirt what?
Mr. Shifter.
No. Like I say, Man United, Man City, I think was the most prominent in a way to see the decline of Man United, and Ole's still in a job, man. It just shows where their mentality, where their ambition is. For me, anyway.
Yeah. I heard they're preparing a protest. I think for the next home game or something like that, right?
I saw something online to that effect.
So that's the question. Looking outside at Man U, is Cavani shit? Is Ronaldo shit? Is Pogba shit?
No, the manager's shit.
Well,
Exactly.
Pogba. Well, no, Pogba's
Exactly.
shit. Pogba's shit.
Exactly.
For United, at least.
Right?
You can't tell me that Pogba's
not
not shit.
And the difference between us and Man United is that Man United have invested loads of money in the wrong areas.
Yeah.
That's
the issue. They've got a £45 million CDM who is undeniably world class that just sits on the bench every week.
Right.
Why?
And that's the point. That's the thing. We look at the way that we're playing and we call our players shit. We look at the way Man United are playing and we call the manager shit. That's the point.
No, but the difference being is that Man United have the players.
Sure.
Right. It's the manager's choice to not play them.
Josh, you're not.
Isn't it kind of
you
exciting?
think I'm disagreeing with you? I'm not. I'm actually.
You're not getting the point.
Yeah. No.
We've got the best striker in the world.
Yeah, they scored one goal.
I'm highlighting the difference between our approach to our own players and
managers.
be more critical, less emotional response to another team that are going through a similar period that we are, or we were, right? They've got a shit manager, and he is not getting the best out of undeniably talented players. We've had shit managers, and our players have got talent, okay? Whether or not they're the same standard, but we call our players shit and we call their manager shit. Whereas we should be saying, logically, we've had shit management and they've had shit management. We've now got good management, so we can't judge the players until such time as that manager has had his effect. That's the logic.
But
Arthur.
Go on,
you want to say, Arthur?
It seems to me where United are concerned, they've bought a load of high-priced players, just shoved them in the pot, not really thinking about what positions they really should be buying for. They just bought big names.
It's Manchester City 2.0.
Well, Ronaldo bought Ronaldo because he was available. I mean, like they didn't need him. They shouldn't have gone for Ronaldo.
He wasn't available though. They cost Man United 25 million.
Ronaldo
What Man U have done is basically the original Galacticos. They've literally bought great players in their position and thought, right, if we get that as a team, that means we win things. That's what they've done. They've literally done the original Real Madrid with the Galacticos and just hoped it worked, and it hasn't.
Guys, I'll give you a point to ponder. Guys, hold on. I'll give you points to ponder, right? What if on the last Sunday that we played MU, right? We smacked them 3-0, right? Nuno stayed on, right? Conte got sacked, and MU got not Conte. Ole got sacked, right? And MU got Conte.
Yeah.
Imagine what if happened there.
This is the thing. They've won the battle, but we're winning the war in that sense. From a managerial perspective,
Josh, hold on. We have not won anything yet.
Hey,
right?
It's 2 games.
We have not won anything yet. No, even for the managerial war, we've won, right? Conte has come in, right? He has not won us anything yet. Remember that.
Right.
Only Levy will decide what war we won.
Here's the difference, right?
Puts the trophy into the cabinet, then we've won something, then we can say that we have won something. At the moment, we've just got in a manager which is supposed to be a top-class manager in the world, top of his form, 12 years, 9 trophies, most of them leagues, right? So we have to wait and see. But he's not won us anything yet. We've just made, like Bobby, you said, step 1. We've just reached step 1. That's
exactly. An interesting stat that was put out was that the last time Manchester City have won 10 trophies since Man United won their last, and that's because they've built a team around players that suit well. What Man United have done is they've just bought a load of world-class players, open-ended, fitted. It's basically doing what Manchester City did in 2008 when they had that takeover. They tried to buy the team. You cannot buy a team. You have to buy players that are going to suit. So I mean, you look at their team and it shouts out world-class material. You've got the likes of David De Gea, world-class goalkeeper. Well, was not anymore.
How they kept him?
Not so much anymore. I mean, he's been linked with a move away for the past 12 years. Paul Pogba, world-class. Ronaldo, world-class.
Popping off for us.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Marcus Rashford, who is undeniably one of the greatest in his position. Jesse Lingard, who is undeniably one of the best in his position. Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Varane, Edison Cavani, Luke Shaw, who was pivotal to England's success in the Euros. Like they have a lot of world-class, and Donny van der Beek as well, who is obviously the £45 million player that sits on the bench. What the problem is they have the materials there, they're just not using it. What our problem is we don't have the resources there, and we're trying to make do with what we've got, which is what we cannot do.
But those resources we do have are not. They're also not well. I would say they're not bargain basement, but that's not the way Levy operates. They're not the absolute bottom of the barrel either. Yeah.
If they were the absolute bottom of
midstream.
The thing is, if we want to be, we're always considered to be a team that's meant to do well. We have been for years. Right, correct. We are considered. Look at the fall from grace. We've gone from being top 4 for 5 seasons on the trot to settling in for Conference League and finishing 7th. And it's an ever steady decline. What needs to happen is we need to make the resources available. We need to bring in the resources to use.
And I'm certainly not denying that. I'm just my specific point is about the way we view our squad. We are too harsh on them. They are still top level footballers. All of the players that
Rez,
we want
hopefully
out have delivered for us before, right?
They
just
used
haven't
they
reached
used to
them
be
yet.
top level. They
Right.
used to be top level.
Right. So, but the point is this: is that when these players, in terms of their development, have been let down, and so there is the possibility that they can also be redeveloped again. That's the point. It is about the fact we've got these 6 new coaches. We've got Conte. He has the ability to potentially redevelop some of these players that haven't been delivering for us recently.
And then I'm going to go on to the factor about age, because age does play a massive factor. Now we sit here and say that, oh, Harry Kane is his first dip. Yeah, the guy's 28 years old. People fall off around that time, right? What's to say that this isn't the start of the decline of Harry Kane? What's to say that this is? It might be a small dip. It might be the ever decline.
It might be a blip.
You're only
You know, it
considering
could be a
one
blip.
side of it. Ronaldo's 36. So
Ronaldo's never fallen off.
But the point is this: is that we can't.
Until
You
now.
say it might be the beginning of the decline, but at the
Ronaldo's
same
fallen
time,
off before.
it might not be the beginning of the decline. That's the point.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. We can't say that, yeah.
Exactly. And this is the issue. It's about just not talking with such certainty about these players, right? You talk about age. Dele Alli's only 25, right? That's a player
but he peaked when he was about 22, 23.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
he did.
we say no. How do we know? Maybe his ceiling is actually higher than what he showed before, but because of his poor development,
it's not even necessarily just his development; it's his fucking attitude towards the team as well. He doesn't want to play for Spurs.
But attitude can also be changed.
You don't think Dele wants to play for Spurs?
Daddy doesn't want to play for Spurs. He does not want to play.
You don't get that from like other players. But you think? But does Kane want to play for Spurs?
Have we got direct information about this stuff?
Right. I think that's a hell of a. That's like
drilling down. But it is germane. We shouldn't be writing anyone off yet, is my point. We've got to give them an opportunity to see. If they don't deliver, yes, by all means, write them off and say, absolutely, get the fuck out of our club. You're not fit to wear the shirt, right? But only after they've been given the opportunity to do so.
The difference being between Harry Kane and Dele Alli is that Dele Alli's been on a decline for the past couple of years. Harry Kane, this is his first sort of sign of a decline.
Yeah, Harry Kane just did everything he possibly could to push himself out, and Dele's never done that.
I'm not comparing the two.
I am.
Because Dele Alli's got a free run, that's why.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm saying
sorry, that was me, Rez. I was.
No, I understand that, Colin. No, but that's the thing. For me, it's not a case of Kane does this, so Dele should do the same thing. Right? Each player will be individual in terms of their mentality, in terms of their approach to the game, in terms of their love for the game. Maybe Dele has fallen out of love for the game, doesn't want to play football at all, wants to do something else entirely. We don't know. We can only speculate. But
there are certain players you can show what it means to them, man. You can see what it means to some players. When Son plays, if we don't get the result, Son is genuinely upset. Right?
And that's true of other players too.
Like who?
Like Dyer, for instance.
People still being upset in different ways too. I mean, like you can't just take.
Dele Alli just comes off the pitch. All right, well, on to the next.
We're not all behavioral scientists who understand.
Yeah. Maybe that's his way.
But guys, hold on. Let me bring out one more guest. All right. Hi, Scotty.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, you met everybody, right, Scott?
Yeah. Can I quickly say something? Rez, my comment wasn't meant to be personal at you, and I apologize if it came off that way. I just meant to say we can have a difference of opinions, right?
Of course we can, mate.
I apologize if it came off as
not at all,
as a personal shot. I wasn't trying to take it personal.
No.
But I can vouch for Scott. He's Canadian. He doesn't know how to be rude. He's Canadian. He doesn't know how to be rude. So
he meant everything. He meant everything.
You Cody ever met?
Big love to you, Scott. Absolutely massive.
All we can say about Dele Alli right now is at least he's got a better goals to game ratio than what Harry Kane has when it comes to the Premier League.
And he's behind me.
Yeah, and he's behind you. Yeah.
Dele Alli's played 7 games this season and scored once. Harry Kane's played 10 and scored once.
Yeah.
Josh,
there's a 10%.
Yeah, go on.
Josh.
And
he's got a new tune now with his girlfriend. Pump it up.
Listen, I know. Look, we're pessimistic, right? We are pessimistic. We always expect the worst because it's been delivered to us on a fucking plate so bloody often, right?
The thing is, right? We're all just voicing opinions. That is literally it. We are Spurs fans who voice opinions. We are professionals.
I mean, for me, listen, I would never deny anyone their opinion. If someone actually genuinely believes their shit, it's me convincing them not to make their mind up. Not saying that their opinion is wrong.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions unless your name is Alex Davis.
Yeah,
Alex Davis
100% on the money, right? Completely correct in every single aspect of their analysis. Okay, all I'm saying is that I don't have the information to be able to draw that conclusion, and so I'm going to convince you that you shouldn't draw that conclusion either. If you don't want to be convinced, not my problem. You live your life. You know.
The question that I want to ask about Dele Alli, right? And I'm looking at transfer market right now. Now I know that transfer market isn't really a site to go to in terms of true value and stuff. But transfer market on December 19th, 2018, he was rated as a £90 million player. Right?
19, did you say?
90, right? Now, just under 3 years later, he's 27 million pounds.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But we got him. But guys, we got him for 5.
And also, we can't go the pass. I mean, like, what's the point? We should have.
What George is Colin? I think what George
this is exactly. Right? We shouldn't hang on to the past. Leave it. Get him out.
Yeah, leave it.
But aren't we doing that by saying get him out because we're basing it on his past?
No, we're basing it on. From what we've had from him before to what we have now.
Right.
But he's had two games. He's had 7 days under. Now's his time. Yeah. I think now, between now and Jan, everyone's got a clean slate.
No, that's it.
Where do you see him playing for Conte?
Conte isn't going to be sitting there and wondering what player brings what, because don't forget, 7 of these players who has come back to were in the same squad in the last Chelsea v Spurs game when he left. Yeah. 7.
Right, but here's the thing about Dele Alli, right? Dele Alli's a cam. He's a centre attacking midfielder, and he can also play on the left. Right, there is absolutely no way in any world does he go above Sonny in terms of positional rankings. Right, Conte doesn't play with a cam, so how the hell does he fit into the squad?
That's kind of what I wonder too.
I don't know. That's the point. Exactly.
How the hell change like Ericsson did, right?
I love you, Josh. I love you, Josh. That's all I want to say. No, I love you, Josh. But,
thank you.
Thank you. There's no way Victor Moses would become best right wing back in the Premier League. There's no way Ashley Young would get to Inter Milan and become one of the best left wing backs in the champion League.
If a positional change for Dele Alli is what makes him shine, then fair play.
We don't know yet, mate. That's what I'm saying. I
will never forgive him for his attitude towards and his actions, the way that he's played.
I'll never forgive Harry Kane. Yeah, I'll never forget Harry Kane. I'll never forgive Harry Kane. Sorry, mate. Go on.
I'll never forgive Dele Alli for the attitude that he's shown over the past. But the point is that if he can do things that make the club better, I will tolerate his existence until such time as he leaves, and then I'll go back to hating him again.
No, 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's the only logical point to take, or take to make.
I will never, ever sing his song again, ever. I've got my Daniel Levy version of it, which I'll sing till my heart's content for the rest of my life.
We hate Levy, Daniel Levy. I just don't think you understand.
He's a parasite, always talking shite. We hate Daniel Levy. When you talk about attitudes, this is where take the football out of it. When you talk about attitude changes, I give myself as Exhibit A. I was a raging alcoholic, violent psychopath that had a cocaine problem, that was kicked out from home, that had nothing to live for, that only cared about where my next fix was, and my attitude stank. Not just mentally, physically, just everything. Everything about me, my attitude sucked. And then I looked at myself and said, "Do you know what? I don't want this in my life. I need to change this." And it took time, but you put the wheels in motion to change your attitude. And that was with me, like living on the streets, to get where I am now. Now, when you look at someone like Dele Alli, who is on 100,000+ a week, doesn't want for a single thing in his life apart from to tip his cap or a bit more social media or show his six pack so he can run around a bit longer and maybe have a silly haircut.
Maybe he wants things that aren't physical. They're like,
but your attitude can change, and the fact that you look at it as well. The perfect example, Harry Redknapp. Before the England job came about, we were flying. We were absolutely flying and genuine Premier League contenders. Right on the money. England job came up, lost every single bloody game, and then when he got screwed by England and they gave it to
Hodgson.
What's his name? Hodgson. All of a sudden, we won all of our remaining games because the attitude changed like that.
No, exactly.
So this is the thing with Dele Alli. He has had, forget the managers, forget what position he's played in or not played. Dele Alli should have some self-pride and say, a few years ago, I was the first name not only on Tottenham's team sheet, but England's team sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I had the country raving about me and loving me. I could walk on water, and now people take the piss out of me because of my haircut and because my man bag when I go on holiday with James Maddison. That's attitude. Yeah. And he can change that. He shouldn't have Antonio Conte there. Fuck your fucking ideas up.
I just want to bring up a point because obviously your comparison there to your personal life and the way Dele Alli's being, right?
Yep.
The thing is, right? I don't really need any disrespect. That may be your past, but you're always going to be considered in recovery.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's the same for Dele Alli. He can become a better player, but the attitude problem is still going to linger. He's always going to be deemed as someone with a very shit attitude.
But in time that goes. Like now, when people look at it, I speak to my dad. My dad said, when I say to my dad, how long did it take you to believe that I wasn't going to drink anymore? He's like 2.5, 3 years. Yeah. Now, like every time I seem stressed on the phone during that time, my parents are like, have you had a drink? Have you had a drink? Have you had a drink? I was like, no. Now people don't even question it. People don't even question anything because I've shown over a considerable amount of time that I've changed my attitude and I've changed the way I handle things. Dele Alli has had plenty of times and managers when Jose came in. That thing he did at West Ham when he did that flick on the floor to get Lucas Moura, that was sensational. His goal against Manchester United in our first Jose defeat, when he flicked it between two players, sensational. He can show he can do it, but then he gets there and he's like, okay, I've proved my point now. I'm going to fuck about.
I think the problem lies ultimately with one word, and I think it goes for the majority of the Spurs players, right? The problem is consistency, right?
Yeah.
It's all well and good having a flourish of showing 2 or 3 games where you can actually play, but it's the consistency that really is something that we're lacking. If Dele Alli can show that he can play well, he has to be consistent with it. If Ben Davies can show that he can improve under Conte, he needs to be consistent about it. If Harry Kane's going to start scoring goals, he needs to be consistent about it. It goes across the board.
And that's
what we lack is consistency.
And that's what we should be judging them on.
The whole squad hasn't had consistency in a long time.
Speaking to what Brian was
guys,
talking about, Dele Alli, in the same way that Brian changed his attitude to life, there's nothing to suggest that Dele Alli won't. I'm not saying he will, but I'm also not saying he won't. Again, we don't know. When we see if he comes on the pitch, plays to the system, plays well, plays consistently, why get rid of him? If he doesn't, get rid of him. Simple as that.
Can I just say this one thing? There's a word that actually describes it all in one simple word. It's called heart. Mm-hmm. Have they got the heart for it, or they haven't? And if they haven't, out.
Bang on the money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because
Jamie, I'm hoping you're doing a quiz later, which is how many screensavers have I put up? Because I'm counting them, and I'm going to win the quiz.
Right, and your quiz. Guys, hold on, guys. Just let me do a big shout out to Sean Snow. Thanks for your support, Sean. Right. What happened to 10 p.m. MST? Sean, actually, MST stands for Malaysia Standard Time, or go ahead, Jimmy. What does it stand for?
Manila Standard Time.
Yeah, Manila Standard Time. Maybe you get a mistake. I only have a mistake with the Eastern Time. I think I've got it 2 hours ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to adjust the Eastern Time with Brian. Now I know that if I'm at 10 o'clock, they're at 9 a.m. in Canada, where Toronto is.
We need to implement star dance. like from Star Trek. So much better.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
8 a.m. It would be 8 a.m. here. I'm on.
And Colin is 8
Standard
a.m.
Time.
Central
Yeah.
Standard. And then
I've lost track with what we are. I don't even know if we're British Standard Time, General Green Time, Mean Time.
and the furthest back, to tell the truth, right, is Scott. Scott is what, 14 hours, 15 hours behind or something like that?
I'm 2
What
hours
time are
behind
you-
Brian, 1 hour behind Colin, 7
What are you-
hours behind
Wow.
England. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know right
you're
now.
in Canada. I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 9 a.m. Just
I'm
I
in
almost
Mountain
asked- I
Time, but
asked
Sean
earlier
was
just-
actually, I think he was
I
talking
was like,
about
"Oh,
Sean's in the
Canada.
same-
Have you met Cody?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, Canada's huge. Why am I?"
Yeah.
assuming that you guys don't-
I'm the only Spurs fan to have met. Oh no, Cody came to the Scotland Yard, so he
Yeah.
met a few. But hopefully, Cody's going to be coming down for the Liverpool game the Sunday before Christmas,
That sounds
and there's going to be a good
awesome.
few of us. So
8:39, same time with
You guys
Sean,
better,
with
you guys
Scott,
better all
right?
stream together.
Yeah, Sean's on the same time as me.
If you're
He's
seeing
in,
this,
I
Sean's
think
on
he's
the same
in
time.
New
Cody,
Mexico,
what's up?
Yeah.
and I'm in. Yeah, we're Mountain.
Oh, he's in New
Colin,
Mexico.
you're-
Okay.
You're closer to Brian and Cody than I am. I think you're in.
So
Yeah.
what? So what? So
Indiana.
what American
Mm.
time zone would that be? Would that be CET or Mountain Standard Time?
Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no wonder
yeah,
MST. That's
yeah.
why they think
Sean,
MST.
Sean, when
yeah,
we say
Sean,
MST, we're not talking Mountain Standard Time. We're talking
Yes, yes.
Manila or Malaysia Standard Time.
That's
Right.
that's
Sorry, sir. Yeah,
pretty.
just to explain to Sean. Yeah, next time.
An Asian time zone, not an American time.
I
zone.
tell you what, how dare you, Persuasion TV, not get the time zones right for everyone in the world? I mean, come on.
They try. The cool
Not
thing
good.
is how
Persuasion
hard.
TV has got so many
Try.
times
How
to
much
cover.
Disney cares.
It gets
Right.
confusing with daylight savings.
Yellow
time.
card. Yellow card.
Daylight
It is
savings
not
time
good
is
enough.
the devil. Daylight
I'm
savings time is almost
disappointed.
as bad as Daniel Levy is.
Red, is there some
like,
kind of legal implication in this?
I think there might be. I
That's
think
right.
we should. I think we need to get a brief together, Brian. You and I. You know, and
drop some
start
papers.
proceeding.
Do you have a? Hey, where's your
Why do you need
briefcase? You have a
why do you need
briefcase, right, Rez? You look like you would have
somewhere.
one.
I have a backpack.
Nice.
I'm a
Yeah,
modern
backpack.
solicitor.
Oh, just
Yeah,
get yourself a
he's got a
briefcase, maybe
laptop.
bowler.
Yeah, I've got my laptop right up here.
Be a good look, man.
Guys, it's been good talking about Spurs again. No, at least we're all talking on the positive side of things, right? We're not talking about the negative side of things anymore. All of us just now need to have some patience. We're coming up close to 2 hours. Usually my midweek shows are not that long. So I'm just going one more round, okay, in this panel for each of us to give our thoughts, right? And of course, international break is coming up. England is playing Albania. To tell the truth, we do not know, right, what's going to happen during this international break. You know, we've been having very bad international breaks. Don't forget the first one that broke us, the second one that killed us, and the second one right now we're going to third one. Third one, we've lost our manager.
Højbjerg was injured in the first international for Denmark in this break, so he's not playing. He's not playing against the Faroe Islands.
And the South
Yeah,
Americans.
he's
And the South Americans.
Oh
were sort of
no! Are they
trapped.
going to be okay
Yeah,
with that,
yeah,
that match?
Yeah, I think they
The
might
South
squeak
Americans,
it.
you know what's going on about there,
That's squeaky
right?
bum time for the whole match.
And then
Oh
we
well,
had
Højbjerg's injured. That's a 6-0 loss to Denmark. God.
Yeah. Yes.
We
yes.
laugh. I think they only beat them 1-0 last time, didn't they?
Albania?
Denmark and Faroe
Okay,
Islands or something,
Scott,
wasn't
that's
it like
getting a
a-
little
Oh yeah,
bit-
they beat them
that's
1-0
minutia.
at what away. They beat them away 1-0. Yeah, and it was a late goal by Højbjerg, if I'm not mistaken.
No way. Maybe they
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Maybe they won't
Yeah.
win.
But now they're back in Denmark. Come on, are they gonna get smacked? I think they're gonna get smacked. So, but
I think they're going to get bacon.
yeah,
Denmark
yeah,
are through anyway, so it makes no difference.
Yeah, Denmark
So
through
maybe
anyway.
they
yeah.
won't turn out.
Yeah, it won't make much of a difference unless they want to spoil the Scottish party. That's all, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even paying. I'm paying zero attention to them. I don't. Even
I know
check.
I cannot stand international break. If anything, it's more a chance for me to sort of recuperate and get my nerves back on track rather than and get ready to support Spurs again next Sunday.
The international break is like when we used to have half term in school.
Yeah,
It's like,
no one
right.
gives a shit.
Yeah,
This
that's
is the
bad.
first
I
time-
hate those.
The first time I actually care because Canada's finally good and actually has a chance for the first time in my life. So
To be fair, I use this opportunity.
Canada.
I use this opportunity. I use this opportunity to catch up on all the NHL that I've missed.
NHL. Luckily not NFL.
No, I prefer ice hockey, man. Love ice hockey.
Yeah,
Absolutely love
yeah.
it.
there you go.
The Penguins.
Scotty's an ice hockey fan too.
Now
No.
that I, now
I
that
just
think about
hope
it,
I'm
how
here
did I
one
not know
day
they're Canadian?
to see the Maple Leafs win because this
Never.
town will go absolutely. I mean, I was here. Like obviously, when we see Tottenham win, you have the open top pass and blah blah blah. But here, obviously, because they're one state or one province kind of teams, I was here, and the Toronto Raptors won the NBA. It was outside my office, part of the top mate. The whole of Toronto, like 2.5 million people descend. But like, if the Maple Leafs ever win, and they haven't won it since '67, if they win it, this city will go batshit crazy.
I can feed that.
Would pop off more? Go on.
No. Forget that. My aunt and her then husband did a fly drive, and they arrived in Vancouver just as they rioted after the ice hockey finals. That will be
what would pop off more though? What would pop off more? Would it be the Maple Leafs winning the Stanley Cup, or would it be the Maple Leafs beating the Canadians?
The Maple Leafs the Maple Leafs winning the Stanley Cup. This city will go absolutely. It'll be like Christmas and birthdays and everything. For like literally, the town will stand. You cannot move in downtown Toronto.
I think it might
burn down. All I'm going to say is Seattle Kraken, mate. First year in, they're going to do bits.
All right. And when you guys think that the media is bad about Manchester United, or whatever, you have not seen media as bad as Canadian media and Toronto Maple Leafs. It dwarfs any awful. The Canadian media and Toronto Maple Leafs is.
Yeah, which do you support?
Hope they win for your sake, Brian. But
who do you support? Do you watch hockey?
Calgary Flames.
Yeah. Okay, he's Calgary. One is Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're Seattle.
I do like Seattle Kraken because I think what they represent is very good. But my team of choice is the LA Kings.
Do the Canadians and Americans play in the same league?
They did it last year because of COVID. So they had like a. I'll tell you one thing. Honestly, I'm trying. I love ice hockey. I love it. The rules. It's just so fast. But I watch, and it'll be a plug. They did an all or nothing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm in the midst.
Brilliant series.
Even if you don't love hockey, just watching what goes on behind the scenes. And you know what? I was actually watching it on the plane back to Toronto, so seeing like all the scenery and the skyline, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm coming!" I honestly, even if you don't like ice hockey, but you want to see and get an understanding of what goes on, they have done a fantastic job, Amazon, with that. Probably a lot better than what they did with Tottenham. A lot better than what they did with Tottenham.
I think the way it works in ice hockey is you get the Northern Conference and then you get the Southern Conference, and then it's like the top two go for the Stanley Cup.
That was last year. Now they've.
Is it Eastern and Western? Oh, I was close enough.
Yeah, East and West.
But guys,
Canadian and US are mixed.
Being Asian, right? We got no snow, so we go for field hockey.
I used to play field
we got field hockey. I'm in the Midwest. We got field hockey, baby.
I got field hockey. Yeah, we play field hockey. I used to play field hockey too.
I want to go over. I want to go over. Go on.
I was 17 years old and I was playing in my school's third 11. And for that particular match, we were playing Eton because I went to a public school. And for some reason, they decided to play on our AstroTurf pitch. It was their choice for some reason. I don't know why. And I was playing in defence. Tripped over an Eton bastard, and all along here, just it was
man, playing on turf.
I
slide tackle, and I refuse not to, and that's just how I play. And I don't care if I'm on turf, and my hips, I've torn those up so many times on turf. It's
that's painful.
Just shreds your skin off. It's frightening.
One of my lifelong ambitions is
Jon Snow is Detroit Red Wings, right? Okay.
Oh well, hey.
One of my lifelong ambitions is I want to go to Canada.
Sorry, Sean, Chicago. Even though
I want to go I want to go to the Canadian mountains and play on one of those backyard do-it-yourself kind of rinks. I want to do it.
Because I play on the lake.
I bet you could look on Airbnb. I bet you could find an Airbnb with that someone has one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I play rec hockey as it is, so.
Are you allowed? Are people allowed to live in Canada if they can't skate?
Well, I hope so, because I can actually go for my citizenship now, and if they say, "Can you skate?" I'm fine. Put it this way. The thing I've learned, I can skate. I just can't stop. I need to crash into a wall.
Oh, well, that's not part of the test, Brian. They just want you
legal
to
advice.
skate.
Legal advice.
Yes.
If they say, "Can you skate?" and you've got a box of things, say yes, just not very well.
Or what I do is I crash into a wall and then do a no win, no fee, win millions, and say, "What do you tell me now?"
The best way to stop The only advice I can give you to stop is when you're obviously skating, put 1 foot to the side, 1 foot forward, because that way you get the drag and you'll come to a sudden stop.
Yeah, we're so nice here. Brian said yes, you knew how to skate.
There are side questions to that. If you can't skate, can you ski?
Yeah.
I'd love to. I would love to.
Do you refer to everyone as bud? Do you call people pricks? You're done. You're laughing.
Can you luge if you can't skate?
Are you apologetic for things that aren't even your fault?
Yeah.
Do you say the alphabet A, B, C?
Now we're just being nasty, all right?
Stereotypes.
Oh yeah.
All right.
How much maple syrup?
I keep saying, you guys.
And
Scott will vouch for it. You guys just say, Colin, you can do it so easily, mate. You've just got to come to Canada. Honestly, it really is. I know Rez is going to plan to, and I can't wait to see you out there. But honestly,
where in Canada? So where you from? Wait, you say Vancouver?
I'm in Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah,
Why did I
Colin, with your facial hair and a hat, you look like you come from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. I forgot.
Everyone, and I keep saying to everyone in all the chats, mate, everyone in all the chats, honestly, come out to Canada. If you like the winter and the cold, come out. If you don't,
maybe
I'll
come after my London trip, man.
Just think of the movie Harry and the Hendersons.
You're a Sasquatch, not Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Harry and the Hendersons.
There you go.
I will come out just to play hockey. I will happily come out just to play hockey.
The summer is incredible, but just listen, everyone, I mean that in the chat as well, mate. People have always said they want to come to Canada. Right now, just say, do you know what? Now that COVID's over and I want to make that trip that I haven't made before and I want to see, honestly, I will be your personal tour guide around. There is so much in this great city, in this great country. And honestly, once you come here, everyone that's come here, and I've said to my friends, when you come here, you're going to want to move here. And they're like, no, I love England, or I love Italy, or I love work. 3 of my friends now live here, and 2 of them are trying to get their working visas to come out. That's the power of this country.
I don't even love where I live. I don't even love where I live, Brian. So that'll probably be easier for me.
She went to Toronto for 5 days, and she raves about it. She absolutely raves about it.
He's a good.
Like raves.
He's a good.
Oh yeah. No. Listen, no. My mum's into ease. Cocaine,
He's a good. Urban He's a good.
The whole lot. Yeah, she's 17 in January.
Drops an acid. Drops an acid tablet.
No. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Rez is bringing his mum to Ibiza, right? So
well, you know how parents send their teenage kids to bed when they misbehave.
Yeah,
it's the opposite. I've got to call my mum to see what she's up to, and then send her to bed if she's misbehaving.
El Chapo.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, guys. Okay, thanks for being on. We'll go one round, and everybody will have last words on what's been happening, the international break. You know, what's maybe I might, since it's international break, I might be like not doing this Sunday, not doing a show. I'm thinking about it. Take a rest or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Do it, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah. Maybe take a rest, right?
Shelfside Spurs aren't doing one this week, so just take a break.
Take a rest, right? Yeah. Maybe. Let me think about it. I'll make a decision.
In which case, this show has to go on for 3 hours.
So this show must go on for 3 hours, Jamie. All right.
Right.
We've got to go on for 3 hours. Okay, let me start. Fuck Harry Kane.
That's what, dang it, you guys.
We're not going there. No, we're not going there. We're not going there, right? I've been having.
Are we not?
You must understand. I did a show this morning, my time, at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? And that show went on until post show. The post show was until 1 p.m. my time.
Was that with Khalid?
1 a.m. GMT, and we were still talking at 5:30 in the morning backstage.
So what? Was that Shelf Side or was that Mr. K?
Talk to K. Yeah. So.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then guys, Eugene said, "I've got to go and have lunch."
I went to sleep. I went to sleep for like 5 hours and then woke up and came back.
Probably had to go to sleep. Yeah. But okay, guys, I'll go one quick round. Say your last thoughts and how you say. Plug in your channels if you have a channel. If not, just let us know where to find you. We start with Rez. Go ahead, Rez.
Yeah. So fuck the international break. It sucks. You can find.
I love him. I love him.
you can tune in.
That's a public school education for you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, for the international break, we deride it for the shit show that it is. You can find me on John Einstein's fantastic, anarchic, chaotic, wonderful stream, Shelfside Spurs show, usually Thursday or Friday, 7 to 7:30. Not this week because of the international break, and I'm joined by the legends usually on that show, as long as being hosted by Johnny is the legend that is Jens, as well as other minor legends, Nick,
I'm not finished yet.
Kev and Gaz. I come on Eugen's stream at his invitation, which I'm very grateful for as well. I will be on Tottenham on Tour on Friday. Tune in for that. It's fantastic. And I'm a bit of a media horse. I'm everywhere, basically.
Forgot about Jamie.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @bat_spur.
Rest, you forgot about Jamie too.
What about Jamie?
That's about par for the course.
No, it's because EJ. I said EJ who invites me onto the show. JP hasn't invited me himself, but JP's fantastic, and I've got a little surprise for him, which I'll share with him privately.
All right. Oh yeah. Ah yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a married man. Just remember.
And Josh, you did that. What called the watch along?
Yeah, that wasn't on my. Well, that was more for Dermot's one. So you can find me on Josh the Tottenham Guy. I've got a show coming up this Friday.
Sorry, guys, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Reggie's fire alarm's going off. Brilliant. That's thrown me off. No, I'm on over at Josh the Tottenham Guy. I've got a show this Friday called the 4 Hotspurs, where I'm joined by Dermot, Phil, and Chris, and we've got 2 guests this week in Bob Spur, and we also have Ben Kaufman. If you know who Ben Kaufman is, guy's absolute living personality, full of colour. I'm on a show on Tottenham Tantrum Gold tonight. If you haven't subscribed to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, go and do it, please. He does watch along.
Sounds like your daughter wants to join the.
Yeah, no, she does. We do watch alongs of old school cup finals over there. We've got a show coming up on Saturday as well, and then I've got the big fat Tottenham quiz next week as well. So definitely worth.
No pun intended from Channel 4 there.
No, they definitely didn't steal the idea from Channel 4.
Oh, everyone do the Jimmy Carr laugh.
Okay.
Jimmy Carr laugh. Oh no! And Brian,
how laugh?
Yeah. How where do we find you?
Where don't we find you?
So listen, Rez may be the new the slag on the scene that's getting around and everywhere, but there's only one original slag, and that's me. That's me, Julia Roberts. Work it, baby, work it. That's me.
I didn't just become a slag. I became a total slag.
You can find me on Tottenham on Tour. Obviously, me and Brian are actually going to be in the studio together again for the first time since I came back. We're actually having a meeting all day tomorrow. We're meeting at about, I think, midday my time tomorrow to have a real talk about where we're taking this channel, because we have so many ideas. There's a big show coming up in December that a certain Matt Hayes is going to be a part of, but that's all I'm saying. Right. It's going to be absolutely huge, and we're really looking forward to it. There's other shows we've got on, and as we said, as we're getting bigger, we're going to need to take legal counsel. So who better to have on my show tomorrow than the resident solicitor of mine? And I'm great that he's with me, because I'm held accountable, and I have him with everything I say and everything I do. So I have my legal advice with me.
Consigliere, I believe they call those sometimes.
So yeah, we've just got to discuss his retainer. But yeah, you can find me on Tottenham on Tour. I get about all these channels, but like I said, a big thanks to all the fans, Jamie and Eugene. What you're doing for what you wanted to do for that, I really thought that was I thought you were letting off like some Malaysian music in the background there.
No, it's Arthur.
I know it's Arthur, but I was like, I just said Malaysia, and that happened. I was like, how the fuck did that work? But yeah, so honestly, big up for everything you do for getting it over on your side of the world, and just everyone on this screen and everyone that's in the chat. With the people in the chat, we're nothing without you. Subscribe to every single one of these up and coming channels. Stop showing me Greg's things. I'm gonna have a Popeyes today, so that's done. And then just you can find me on Tottenham on Tour and many other channels. But big up to everyone on this all-star panel, because I love you all dearly, and thank you I want to say at the beginning, thank you for everyone that made me cry my eyes out on my flight home. People looking at me like, what kind of a mug are you? Because I was almost in tears on that stream last Friday, but when I got on the plane, once I was taking off, it hit me and I started bawling my eyes out. So thank you for that, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. And just like and subscribe to everyone. But like I said, you can find me at Tottenham on tour.
Yep. And Arthur?
Well, the international break, you can shove that where the sun doesn't shine. I detest it.
Or Enfield.
I'm hoping against hope that Mr. Conte can sort things out a lot quicker than we were forecasting. But I still believe Christmas time, that's going to be roughly the area.
Yeah.
That was the boss.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're on the up, but it's gonna be a slow up. It's not gonna be a fast up.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Colin, how do we find you?
Hey, yeah, I'm on.
She who must be obeyed. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I fully understand. You don't have to tell me, man. I get it. I know how it works. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Talking Ball is the name of my channel, and
somewhere in rural Indiana.
Yep, exactly. Don't tell them too much, man. I don't want anybody sending me weird stuff in the mail.
All right.
Is that how we speak to you by post? Just put Colin, rural Indiana, and it'll get
a few more details, and then find a few more details, and then get it here. You'd be surprised. You don't need that much.
The house on the street.
Yeah, the brick house on the corner. I can't tell you much more because then you could just send it.
Turn left and right after French Lick.
2 horses.
Okay, I've got a little bit of breaking news. It's not Tottenham related, but it's just broke up on Sky. Liverpool sporting director Michael Edwards is going to step down in 2022, and Julian Ward named as his successor. So there could be big
changes,
differences and changes at Liverpool.
Cool.
Well, Michael Edwards is the one that basically has engineered the sort of buying side of their success, isn't it?
Yeah. And
only on this show, folks.
Yeah. While I have the stage just for a second, I want to say 2 Spurs things, and then I'll finish my plug. One, I wanted to say, we know Manchester United are doing a protest, and I think it's really cool that they're doing it because we did it. They're doing it because you guys did it. I say you guys did it, and it worked.
We did.
And so I'm really proud of you guys, and I think it's really cool that another fan base has seen what we've done and the change that actually happened, and they've gone, hey, we should do this too. And now they've got a protest planned, and hopefully they get the change they're fighting for, because we're all fighting just against. We were talking the other night, football and the reason we all hate Daniel Levy is the reason why we don't like the way the world's going right now, and why it's the greed and and so any win against that is a big win, and I'm happy for anybody in any football club where the fans take something back.
Brilliant.
So I wanted to throw that out there.
And Sean's outed you. Apparently, you come from Kokomo.
Money.
Nope. You're close though, but you don't say anything else, Sean. No, I'm really kidding. I don't care if anyone knows. You actually, Sean, you're pretty wrong. Indiana's a big state. I live in Evansville right now, but that's all I can tell you. Okay,
right.
So
Harry
Kane. I'm disappointed with him. It sucks that he seems to have given up when there was a coach that he didn't deem acceptable, and then Conte's here, and then he's like, all right, guys, I'm this guy's good enough for me. I'll do it now. That's just disappointing. I didn't think he was that kind of guy. But I don't know, how much can you blame a person, I guess, after they've been told the same shit for 10 years or whatever, and we haven't really improved. I get that too. I get the frustration on both sides. It's just disappointing. That's how I feel about Kane. But yeah, so my YouTube channel, it's called Talking Ball. Mondays at 11 GMT. We've got chatting shit, and that could change to 10, but we've got chatting shit. It's just a show where we just chat shit, talk about. It's just like a bunch of friends, just random people getting together. Whoever wants to come, I put the link in the chat.
But basically, that's the Indiana version of SSS.
Yeah, whatever that is. I bet that's what this is.
It's Shelfside Spurs.
Oh,
channel.
just talking just random stuff with a bit of Spurs thrown in for good measure.
You know it, man. Maybe we should collab sometime.
We should do a joint. We should do a joint stream. That's up to Johnny because Johnny's the host of that.
Well,
so
I'll write him. I'll write him. I'll put the letters in the post.
Yeah,
yeah. And Scott. Yes.
Oh, and then game show on Thursdays.
Yes.
11 GMT. Don't miss out on that.
Yeah. Have you decided name yet?
No. So don't tune in
yet.
Take
some time. Yeah. Figure it out. Yeah. And
Scott.
Yeah. And
Scott,
main
place always you can find me is in the comments, causing as much trouble as I can, and
do it.
Fun for everyone. Other than that, I think I've somewhat become a mainstay on the super streams, Eugene's crazy streams, doing the watch-alongs. Yeah. We are always working on talking more than watching, but it's a process.
Yeah. No, we are watching, right? Yeah, we don't care about the audience. We care about ourselves. We are self-watching.
I just wanted to say one. Rez had earlier said something about, we're Spurs are pessimists right now, right? A lot of us, and for good reason. And for me, that wasn't the case. Like under Poch, my friends used to mock me for being overly optimistic, such a homer, and I'm cautiously optimistic that we are going to be able to return to those days where we can be optimistic, where we can be somewhat deluded, where we can have those lofty goals and expect it. And I'm just excited to get back to them because I do hate this pessimist, and I recognize it 100% in me. I am really, really pessimist, and I can't wait to return to those.
You're a Calgary Flames fan.
We start to hope, and then but during the other times, it's always we're always like, oh, again, we just expect the worst. But I've put that cynicism aside. I'm gunning for what Conte can do. Absolutely.
The Calgary Flames haven't been much since Fleury left.
Yep.
Guys, I need to go, so I'm just going to quickly sign out now. Okay, guys. So love you all. Speak to you soon. Rez, I'll be in contact for tomorrow.
Good to have you back in Canada, Brian.
And don't forget your last words.
Don't forget your
last words. Last words.
And as always, Levy out.
Yes. All right, guys. I'll just put you in the back room for a while let me and Jamie do the closing. Then after that, I'll just stay in the back room for a while. Have a longer chat there. All right. Yeah. Hang out for a while.
More sandwiches.
More sandwiches.
Leave me out.
Leave me out, Josh. All right, Jamie. All right, it's a good show today. A lot of viewers. Right. Now it's time for us to do our closing. Let's give a big shout out to the guys in the chats first. Thanks for support. Thanks for your comment. Right. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. All right.
Yeah,
so smash the
Sean
like.
Snow, George, Chris Agamba.
Yes.
Got Adam.
We have Adam.
Mr. Daigle.
Right. Mr. Daigle was in the panel, right? And then we have, of course, got
Derek Hutchinson, George.
Yep, Derek Hutchinson, Josh.
Mark Swift, Kimby.
Mark Swift, Kimby. Privy too, yeah. Amzo, big up Amzo.
Amzo.
And
Colin.
Colin's is with us too.
Bob Spur.
Mark Swift, Bob Spur.
Girl 5'8".
Graham, yeah, Graham, yeah. Johnny from Shelfside Spurs, right?
Justin Leong.
Yes, Justin Leong, big up Justin Leong. First time I've seen you on the chats, right? He's always with the Tottenham, we are Tottenham boys, right, in the chats. I'm always in the chats with him too,
Wayne
right,
Bonner.
Guys? Yeah, Wayne Bonner, pick up Wayne Bonner, right?
Someone called Lockman Eunice SNG Eugene. Don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know who is he too, right? So we'll find out later, right? And what about this guy called Jamie Pretty?
Yes. he will welcome a break over the international break and have his batteries recharged for the next Prem game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll let you have the last word, all right, Jamie? Before I'll say it, I'll go first, all right? And I'll try not to cut you off like always. Guys, I've been saying, right, Conte needs time. International breaks here. Don't be surprised the lineup will change against Leeds, right? Because he's been working with these boys longer than the guys who've gone on international break. But we'll see, right? We'll have to wait and see, right? But in the meantime, like I said, Levy out too, and right. And for you, Jamie,
I would say all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. But other than that, progression in the right direction for Spurs and Conte to actually have a little flutter on the January market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything to add? That's all. I'll be doing the closing now, Jamie.
Nope. You can close.
All right. Levy out.